Check some, check.
In the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless spirit of destiny, we solemnly pray. Side by side we stand, idols of the blue Arabian Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee, where every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation, where every creed and race finds an equal place, and may God bless.
Let's keep standing for a short moment of prayer. One mic time was merciful God. Come before this morning, thank you for life and health and strength. We thank you for waking us up this morning, oh God, and bringing us here safely, oh God. We thank you, God, for our families who have given us time off, oh God, to come and do this course in officiating for basketball, for referee and table officials, oh God, so that they can take the sport of basketball forward in Trinidad and Tobago. We ask you, God, to guide those who are on their way, oh God, coming here to try to make basketball better, oh God, in our communities and by extension, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean, and even in schools across the nation. Thank you, God, for the facilitator who is here this morning, oh God, and we ask that everything that is imparted that will be used for the betterment, not just of ourselves, but for those under our care. We thank you, God, for all these things, in your name we pray. Amen. You be seated. So I'd like to welcome everyone this morning. My name is Brian London and I'm the treasurer of the South Zone Basketball Commission. I'd like to welcome everyone this morning to this session in terms of refereeing and table officials for the sport of basketball, which is put on by the South Zone Basketball Commission under the blessings of the National Basketball Federation of Trinidad and Tobago in collaboration with ABOT, the Association of Basketball Officials of Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to one and all. We're here this morning because we want to see basketball go forward. And in order for basketball to go forward, being a team sport, we are also part of that team. And being part of that team, basketball can only grow and go forward if we have professionalism and trained individuals officiating the sport of basketball, and players are going to feel more comfortable when they have officials who are doing human service and doing a good job. Nobody likes to feel short-handed or feel left behind because officiating has fallen flat. So the South Zone Basketball Commission has taken up the mandate to ensure that in the zone, officials are trained and competent so that any league that we run, we can call on you, the same ones who would have been trained, to use their expertise to aid the sport of basketball. That being said, I'd like to call at this present time Mr. Russell Rodney, who is the Secretary of the South Zone Basketball Commission, to bring some greetings for you this morning. Mr. Rodney.
All right, morning. Well, first and foremost, thanks for coming out. Thanks for making the sacrifice to come out. Greetings to you, and let me say thank you, a resounding thank you to Mr. Blackman for his support by facilitating us. This is the Secretary of the National Basketball Federation, the General Secretary. Mr. Blackman, if you could stand and let the participants see it, right? He afforded us this room, which we greatly appreciate, right? To facilitate comfort, etc. We are here in, and this initiative is critical. Whatever other events and activities we want to host, so we welcome you all. We encourage you all, because we'll do it again. We encourage you all to encourage others to participate. We have a coaching session coming up shortly. So please absorb, ask questions. We have the great Mr. Dale Brayton, who I thank fully. He's been going back and forth with us to make sure the program is right, and we really appreciate him and his companion, right? And we just hope you all enjoy the session, make the best of it, and we really, as Brian said, we hope we could call on you all, because in South, and that is what we focus on, there's a deficit of referees and table officials. And that would be a problem. People say, "What going on with basketball? Thing dead. This is the end. Nothing happening." But it can't happen without these key people. Right? So we need you all to give us back the support if and when we call on you. But I hope we can get a commitment from you, the participants. Right? So that being said, Mr. London, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ernie and Secretary of the Social Basketball Commission. At this point in time, we'd like to ask Mr. Clayton Blackman, who is the General Secretary of the National Basketball Federation of Trinidad and Tobago, to bring some greetings on behalf of the NBFTT. Let's welcome Mr. Blackman as he comes.
Thank you very much, Brian, and a pleasant morning. Chairman of the South Zone Executive, President of Abbott, and our dear instructor, ladies and gentlemen. It's really nice to be here, and it's nothing strange to see that South is really taking the lead with respect to the whole rejuvenation of bringing back basketball. I remember in 2001, I was manager of the indoor in Point, and the federation had crashed. And Southwest was really there to take the lead and start back basketball in Trinidad and Tobago. So, seeing that South is doing it, I'm originally from South, born and bred South. You all know about the indoor, I know about the park. So, I was once a checker in Skinner Park, and I know about Robbie and all the others. Came to know about Lazo in about 2000. But to make a long story short, I am very much appreciative representing the National Basketball Federation and seeing what's happening in South. I think the leadership in the South Zone Basketball Commission is really on the right track. They know exactly what they're about. And imagine the zone has to follow what the federation is doing, and it's just reversed right now. The zone has taken the lead and the federation is actually following, hoping that we can surpass and you all be, in alignment with the rules and regulations and the constitution of the federation. But again, I want to say thanks. I like what's happening, and I know that you could only grow from strength to strength. Okay, thanks very much, and may we have a pleasant training.
Thank you, Mr. Blackman. And again, the mandate is simple: to grow the sport of basketball, to once again not play second fiddle to any of the sports in Trinidad and Tobago, but for basketball to be the leading sport in Trinidad and Tobago as it once was. I remember as a young man or a little boy, I used to be watching the Super 10 on a small black and white TV, and basketball has digressed from that into a sport where there's still basketball in Trinidad and Tobago. So we thank the new executive of the National Basketball Federation of Trinidad and Tobago, and also the South Zone Basketball Commission for taking up the mandate to bring back basketball to where it needs to be, at the pinnacle where it needs to be. Presently, we have our 3x3 team in training to head outside to a tournament, so it says that we're on the right path to taking basketball forward. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our facilitator this morning, and he's wearing two hats this morning. The facilitator of the training program for this morning, and also the president of Abbott, the Association of Basketball Officials of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Dale Brayton, as he begins the course this morning. For your applause, Mr. Brayton, and thank you for being here this morning with us. Thank you.
Good morning all. Thanks once again. So, as introduced, my name is Dale Brayton, current chairman of the Abbott, Association of Basketball Officials of Trinidad and Tobago. Took up chairmanship at our AGM that was held in March this year. prior to that, I was the vice chair back in 2016, 2017. Had to resign that post due to work commitments that took me out of the country. Right? After that, I was back here in 2019. Jumped straight back onto the horse's back, as they would say. Right? The training is meant to be more interactive more than anything else, right? So if we just have a look at what we had set out for today, right? Was to do an introduction from the trainers, the participants, set the objective, overview of what the training is.
Could you go on the other side, please?
Sorry. And we have a slide, an assessment that would set the foundation as to where we will start in the training, whether it be at an elementary level or intermediate or expert, as the case may be, right? The training covers both table officials and referees. And from what I'm seeing here, it seems as though we have more table officials than referees. My bias, sorry to say, we need referees in Trinidad and Tobago, not only the South Sudan, right?
Right, once these
Qualification begins at the age of 25, and it must be, your first certification must be completed by 35. Right? So we begging for young officials, especially referees, to come forward. The assessment, although it still says that the pass mark is 80%, that is the guidelines for FIBA, right? FIBA assessment is at 80% pass mark. It doesn't say that you cannot referee or to officiate. It's a guide, right? We look at the areas of consistencies where we fallen short, review of the rule changes, which may be applicable for people who have some experience with the rules, and then an overview of the table officiated. And tomorrow, we should go to the Pleasantville Indoor with teams where we will do a practical session. So it will be a game-like situation, but we will not be concentrating on the games, because I hope the chairman informed the teams that they are not the ones we're looking at. So we will be the plan is to do it in 5 minutes intervals to stop, make interjections, right? So that's our agenda for the two-day workshop. So continue from the top, and I'll ask my instructor to do a short introduction as we go around the table. Thanks.
Morning again, everyone. Most of you know me. My name is Victor Ashton. Everybody knows me as Lazo. I'm a former FIBA referee, representing Trinidad and Tobago senior CARICOM and junior CARICOM along the Caribbean.
Hello everyone, I'm Jacqueline Morris. Most people there know that. I am really part of this training team, but I'll do most of the table sheet. So I'm the one that will be carrying on through that process.
Morning everyone, Nathaniel Charles, FIBA official, represent CSC Games, other tournaments locally and internationally, and I'm part of the training program.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hollis. I kind of love basketball since I was probably around 8 years old. So when I heard about basketball starting back up in Trinidad on a major level, I heard it too cheesy. I felt very happy about it, so I wanted to be a part of it.
Morning, everybody. Clifton, chairman of the South Zone. I run late. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I do feel late this month to see we have a nice little turnout. As the Britons say, we want more young referees and things to participate. So this is just the start. And we want you all to continue to support the South Zone basketball as a whole. And with that support, we can bring basketball to where it was
before, and even higher. So I want to thank all of this. Cheers.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aiden Belgrove. Presently, I'm an executive member of the South Zone Basketball Commission. I also referee and table official.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Clifton. I'm personally member of the executive committee of the South Zone Basketball Commission. Like you all, I'm here because I simply love the sport and just building knowledge.
Morning, Napo Pascal, player, member here at South Zone Basketball, and here to do the course at our refuge. Morning, Clayton Blackman, General Secretary of the NBFTT. I could blow a whistle. I'm very much interested. Very much interested in the statistics of the game and us being, up there with best practices, international best practices.
Favorite loss? Long time netball player. Just interested in basketball and netball and whole yet to learn table official.
Good morning, I am Joanne Payne. I'm just interested in the sport, and I said I used to play basketball. My interest is always knowledge is important, so I'm here for table official.
Good morning, most of you are new around. My name is Arlene Wright Kittens. I still sweat a little bit netball and basketball. It's good basketball more in school, but just interested in the table official.
Good morning, I'm Nico. I'm interested in the refereeing because when I saw the ad on Facebook that the South Zone revamped it, because I was a member of Marvel Raptors when basketball was basketball, and I see it as a good thing, because for far too long basketball, especially in South, is just dormant, and I think it's a great initiative that the executive of the South Zone, and we're looking forward for more of this.
I'm Julian Sparks. Our basketball team in Bronx, a table official, and I just wanted to improve my knowledge about it.
Alright. Thanks everyone and welcome. So, this session will be guided by our instructors, Lazo, Jackie, and Tani. Right? So again, I had outlined the objective of it. This was to get a better understanding and let us be all on the same page when it comes to officiating. I will always throw that punchline here. Refereeing is subjective, meaning what I see while I am blowing the game is not necessarily what you are seeing as a spectator, right? So there are rules that FIBA govern us by. There are also the interpretation of those rules. Two documents. When the invitation was sent out, there was a link to the FIBA website. First timers, I would say, look at the rules. If you have a knowledge of the rules already, you look at the interpretations and the rule changes. Right? Based on the assessment, we will know where we stand and how we move forward as the day progresses. Right? Mr. Lazo, the overview of the training. Anything additional to add?
Concerning the referees we talk about getting the younger referees, right? At FIBA level, from the national referee. You do not get a license after 24 years, and after 50, you do not renew your license. That's what so we need, and right now in our country, I think we only have one international referee. And if they're not team travel, they start to try the international referee then, right? So in that bracket, we need to get more of the younger guys coming into the referee. What we'll deal with more of basically the referees, I will deal more with the hand signals, the area of responsibility on the court, the positioning on the court, your line of responsibilities, that different line. You tell referee not when a ball, sometimes you see a ball go outside the bound and they have two whistles blow, it's not supposed to be. When a ball go out of bound, only one referee is supposed to be responsible for that line. So as we go down in the training, we deal with signals, communication on the court, reporting to the table, how we report, and that kind of reporting. Right? So as we go down, this is the portfolio that I will be dealing with.
So with that said, let's kick off with the fun part of the training. As we said, an assessment will be done up front. It shouldn't take more than 15-20 minutes to complete it. Executives will participate in it. Should have shared because around 10, 5 to 10. So let's say by 10:15, it's 25 questions.
All true or false?
All are true or false.
Yeah, we're not last. 1. Is the first half interval 15 minutes long? True or false? False?
No, you said false, so you have to know if it's really false. If it's false, you're going to
That is true.
true. 15 minutes.
Article 8.5 of the FIBA rules says there shall be a half-time interval of 15 minutes.
Does that fluctuate at any point in time?
We deal at the international standard. At the local level, we have to 10 minutes and things. But table pressure, I'm going to go home, the baby outside, we have to pick up the baby. But at the international level, it's 15 minutes.
What are
So I'm going to put it 10 minutes because I can look at
Article
it.
8. Article 8.4 under the FIBA rules.
So bearing in mind, we are going by the FIBA rules and not what we practice locally.
Yes, that is why we
Question 2.
We corrected it? So don't vote.
Alright. Shall a player leave the game after committing 4 fouls? True or false?
False.
When is supposed to leave after 5? 5 fouls?
All those who say true.
As you are leaving the game, and you can leave the game at 1 foul.
But legally it's after 5 fouls. You must leave.
5 personal foul. Personal foul does not involve technical or unsportsmanlike. If a player get 2 technical fouls, he is supposed to leave the game. 2 unsportsmanlike, he is ejected from the game. 1 unsportsmanlike and a tech, he is ejected from the game. But you have 5 personal fouls. There are no difference between personal foul, unsportsmanlike foul, and technical foul. You clear on that? Any question on that?
So if you get 5 fouls and 1 technical,
if you get 5 fouls, you'll be an excluded player. An excluded player, just now. If you get 4 fouls and if you call that technical foul, you just become an excluded player. An excluded player is after who commit 5 fouls and sit on the team bench. You can no longer take part in the game. Right?
question, can a referee put off a player after 1 flagrant foul, depending on the type of foul?
Yes, that is disqualifying foul. That is disqualifying foul too. If it's flagrant and willful and how you interpret it, it can get ejected. And when a player gets ejected, supposed to leave the building or go in the dressing room.
Mr. Presenter, it's not clear with us, well, at least the question was asked.
After the player gets 4 fouls,
and you get a technical.
he can stay in the game. He can't play, but he can sit on the bench.
But right, but that is
No, 2 technical.
2 take you out.
Yeah.
If you get 1.
1, like a separate game.
Not a personal.
Yeah. 1 technical, yeah, you can play the game with 1 tech and 3 personal.
So
you can't play the game with 1 tech and 4 personal.
Well, yeah,
that means you're on the bench.
Yeah, that's clear.
What's the game?
Yeah.
So it's a foul like the foul out. What's the game? If it's 2 technically, and they're going to back.
The excluded player, when you have 5 fouls, you become an excluded player.
So 5 fouls would be a combination by the technical or fouls, any combination. Was it 5 fouls as well?
Yeah. 5 fouls.
Could I just before you this something I want to add. If for instance the coach on the side, right, find that your decision as far as the foul is concerned was too harsh or wrong, could he challenge that kind of thing?
We have the American job we're going to in the new rule of FIBA now, the head coach have 1 challenge in a game. That we call the IRS, inside review system. Right? The coach entitled to 1 challenge, but we don't have, I don't think we have the system here to go and review back locally. But on the international level, the coach is allowed 1 challenge. They are assigned right now, challenge and you do so. And make sure you repair it. That comes that in the new rules, but we don't have that system yet. We can go back and
If the league run it, put things in place.
And they have people on the sideline.
They have way of recording the games and different angles and things. The IRS could come into it. Right? But if we don't have that in place, it's not because I'm not filming it with his cell phone. We could go and review it via the cell phone. Right? Because at the beginning of the game, you also determine which one of the cameras then you're going to use.
Yeah, to determine that before the game starts.
Before the game starts.
Which camera will they use? The IRS system.
So that's the apply.
I don't tell the deal. I get an IRS, but I thought IRS was going to piece of this.
Question 3.
You don't mind on the budget still. We're able to give him back money.
Question 3. Share the second.
So, excuse me, before you go back with the we saw just on with the challenge international. Is that you have one for the game or
one for the game? One for the whole game.
Yeah.
You have to use it wisely.
Shall the second period start with the throwing at the center line extended opposite the scorer's table? True or false? True. Now basketball game only have one jump ball. That is the beginning of the game. All other periods start with that throwing, what we call the alternating possession. You know what's right? So we are right. Question 4.
What's the answer?
So that's
true.
That's false.
What's the answer?
That's it, false.
True.
The answer is true.
The only 4 was true.
Question 3 are there with it?
3.
3 was true.
That second period start with a throwing at the center. This is only one jump ball you have.
Yeah.
So that means that you don't jump to that.
No, throw in.
Throw in.
Throw in.
Throwing from the center line.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the center line extended opposite the
Center line
scorer's
extended.
table.
Whenever the referee and the player the ball, make sure the player straddle the center line. He entitled to pass the ball either backward or front court. Once he straddle that center line, he entitled to pass the ball either front court or back.
Let me just reiterate on that. The throwing determines that when the jump ball, in the first instance at the start of the game, whoever wins the jump, the other teams get the throwing possession.
Yeah,
right? So if you don't understand, I just tell you how the throwing come into play. In terms of when the game starts on the second quarter, the person who entitled the throwing will get that. And it will, that is how it changes from time to time, the throwing possession. Right? Everybody understand?
Question 4. Shall a new 24-second period awarded if the ball goes out of bounds and the same team that previously had control of the ball is awarded the throw? That is false, right? And the same team receiving the ball because it goes out of bounds, whatever time they have on the shot clock, they will be entitled to that time. If you have a jump ball situation and the possession arrow award team A the ball and the same team get back the ball, whatever time they have on the shot clock, if a new team gets it, then they have a good clock. Right? Question 5. While running, a player pick up the ball, take 3 steps when holding the ball, and then pass it to his teammate. Legal?
No, that's false. Travel there. Can I travel?
Right?
What is that, lad? Is that traveling?
Yeah.
So whenever anybody got a step,
Right?
That is confusing us. Yeah, that is confusing.
Question 6. A team may have a maximum of 10 players. True or false? False. How many is there?
12. No, is it 12 or 15? But only 12 is put on the court for that game.
12.
But I'm still asking.
Huh?
Is it that 12 could be on paper alone, but you're entitled to have 15?
No, you had to declare 12.
You can have any amount of players.
You had to declare 12 and then
But only
when you
12
have
is
your
paper, that's
registration,
what I'm saying.
Only 12 could be on the phone.
But
when you have the tally sheet,
so then, let me ask, on the bench, you only entitled to have 12 players,
Yes.
or could you have 15?
No.
But 12 on the paper.
The rest of individuals on the player, on the bench, the 6 additional
Yeah.
supporting staff like
you entitled team followers. At the international level, when you say team followers, like you might have a coach, assistant coach, and manager, some might have an interpreter, some might have a statistician. When you are entitled to 8 plus a substitute. 8 team followers plus the 7 substitutes. And when you have a league, the organizers supposed to have enough seat for those 8 people plus the 7 subs. And anything happen on the bench, remember that anything happen on the bench, just start to the coach. That player on the bench abuse the referee, you cannot be the player take. You have to coach it. Remember that?
They wish you refer to regulations, they register 15 players.
No, I know it register 12. Because you have to put 12.
But it's up to a maximum of 15.
That's what I said, the same here.
You said you can register any amount of players you want. But only 12 players
on the night of the game.
On the sheet for the game.
No, I understand that, but what I was referring to is the actual regulations. When you register the actual team with the zone, it speaks to a maximum and minimum number of players that is supposed to have.
That depends on his own bylaw.
Yeah, the bylaws.
The bylaw of his own. And then we need to that's right.
Is it the bylaw of the zone or the competition?
The competition on here, like
As long as you look at the bylaws of the zone.
Yeah, each zone does develop a bylaw. Each zone it's not an overall thing where NBFTT would send a bylaw to the zone. Each zone they give NBF and the constitution allows that for each zone to the signer. Yeah, the regulation.
Maybe have a special competition. You could arrange your as long as you keep your new figure.
Yes, yeah. That's what's happening. So you find some zones would allow you to register 15. Some would allow you to register 20. It's just what them would decide in the bylaws.
Question 7. A screen to be legal when a player who is screening an opponent must have both feet on the floor when contact happens. True. And then setting a screen, you must have both feet on the floor and must be facing your opponent. Question 8. Is it considered a legal guarding position if a player is not facing his opponent?
Yeah, true.
I thought it's supposed to be facing the player.
You have to be facing. My thought is it looks like a box or somebody. You can't. Nobody got boxed out.
Not guarded. Not legal guarded. Legal guarded.
That's what I'm saying. That's my
legal guarded.
Legal guarded.
Yeah. I can't do wrong. Legal guarded.
I put true. I was thinking box. I say it's a trick question, so I box.
It is. Legal guarded. It is a trick.
Alright. Question 9.
So, sorry, excuse me, before we move on, right? So, if you can define legal guarded position, because like I said, I'm looking at boxing somebody and...
Boxing is mostly a person behind your back. Mostly the boxing is behind your back.
Right.
Legal guarded
So
is facing your opponent. Yeah. You're guarding somebody. Anytime you're boxing, you're pushing on your back. Remember, you're taking the cylinder principle. You're not taking this. Right? This is the cylinder. Each line taking this cylinder from the floor to the room.
No, let's go back.
Just go back. Alright, question 9. If an unsportsmanlike foul is committed on a player who is shooting at 3 points and failed to score, 2 free throws shall be followed by a throw-in awarded. True or false?
False.
Vice false.
True. If I'm unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, but you should need 3. That's what it's 3 shots.
No. The penalty. We're going to penalty here. The penalty. What is the penalty? Don't study where you shoot it. Study what is the penalty.
But shouldn't the ball be turned over?
The question is false.
If the ball is false.
The answer is false.
If the ball has scored.
Where is the penalty for it?
The answer is false. If you're shooting a 3-point shot and it gets fouled and you miss, like it's 3 shots.
Yes.
and possession. If you score, and then a one shot and possession. Right? From unsportsmanlike.
So the answer is
false.
If score is what? One shot on sideline?
Yeah. One shot from the free throw, from the throwing extension. I have this is not going center line, and I want sportsman and technical. You throw it on the top area in line called the throwing line, up top of the keyway in the front court. Question 10. B1 foul A1. A1 is awarded 2 free throws. The officials are uncertain of the correct free throw shooter. Before the ball is at the disposal of the free throw shooter for his first free throw, can the IRS review be used to identify the correct free throw shooter?
True.
True.
I guess not true.
Question 11. A1 dribble. After a dribble, the dribbler catches the ball with both hands. An opponent taps the ball out of the hand of the dribbler, but he recovers it. May the dribbler start a new dribble? True. Right, but the ball was touched by. Alright, Natalia, now take over from 12. In reference to this, when we say A and B1, A1 is always the offensive player and B is the defensive, right?
A is always
the offensive. And B is the defensive. Right? I forgot to say that. Natalia, take over here from question 12.
If I get my question
Alright. The penalty for technical foul is 1 free throw, followed by a throwing at the throwing line, opposite the scorer's table. True? False?
True. Therefore, why not everybody opposite table? Why not on the same side? Why is that? It's false.
Remember, and now this country has what we call the throwing line. All technical and unsportsmanlike foul, whenever I get the free throw and I get the ball, they throw the ball at the throwing line, not the center line. They come on the free throw line, that throwing line at the top of the 3 points, at the top of the 3-point line. Right, at the top of the free throw line, they have a little marker or something. Yeah,
without the market on the court.
Yeah, they're not on the court. They call at the throwing line.
But again, I was supposed to explain.
This question here was just thrown out to see what people know and to bring you all up to speed.
What's the answer? True or false?
The answer is false. That is not directly opposite the scorer's table. That was a long time ago that used to happen until this rule was put in into what, 2014?
Yes. It is opposite the scorer's table again for the technical.
It is false. A2, no, question 13. A2 drives towards the basket and B2 takes a position in front of A2 with the closest distance and in a fraction of a second. Then he moves laterally. Laterally. Thank you. The contact occurs on B2 torso. Is it a blocking foul? Because B2 did not give time and distance for A2 to stop or change direction?
True or false?
I said true, but no, that's false.
False.
Number 13 is false?
Yes,
sir.
It is false.
It's false.
Just this scenario, how?
If you read the rules say, in guarding the player who controls the ball, the element of time and distance is disregarded. The player with the ball must be expected to be guarded, even if it was done in a fraction of a second. That is the rule.
But what about
the rule there? Article 33, 4.7, guarding the player who controls the ball, the element of time and distance do not apply.
But what about the thing where they say you have your space and if you come into that space when the guys
but the thing is, what I understand is this. I have it right? But what I understand, remember the man don't pick up the ball to go to the basket and the defender now move.
In guarding the player who control the ball, the element of time and distance does not apply. The player, if a player don't have the ball, he ain't able to move free on the court. You must give him time and distance. When that player guard, you can come close as you want. And once you guard him, you're entitled to move. You can't come forward to the player. You're entitled to move lateral, you're entitled to move backwards. That is you. Guarding the player, control the ball, no time and distance. If a player don't have the ball, you must have time and distance. Okay, get the article, you can read the extension of the article. Article 33.47. Next question.
Question 14. May 3 timeouts be granted to each team during the second half? False?
True. I have 3 timeouts in the second half.
Who said false?
but it's happening now where if you don't no, you have 3. But if you don't use it in the 4th, you lost 1, so you have 2. Not so?
No. If you don't, you have to time on the first half, 2 timeouts in the first half, 3 second half, and 1 in the overtime.
No, but you have 3 in the second, right?
However, with 3 timeouts in the second half, if one isn't used before 2 minutes remaining in the game, it is lost.
It is lost. Okay. If 2 minutes in the game to go, you can't have 3 timeouts then.
I know.
Alright.
Next.
Question 15.
Yeah. I know it had a thing to do with
The crew chief tosses the ball for the opening jump ball. Immediately after the ball is legally tapped by jumper A1, the ball goes directly out of bounds. Team B is awarded the throw. Shall the arrow turn to favor the team
B
at this moment?
True.
One question. Crew chief.
Who's the crew chief?
Crew chief. If you have a 2-man, if you have 3-man officiating, you have a referee who will be the crew chief, and you have umpire 1 and umpire 2. If you have 2 referees, the one who jump the ball will always be the crew chief. He will be in charge.
So the 3-man, the crew chief is the one who jump the ball.
Yes,
also.
the crew chief is the one who always jump the ball.
He will officiate in the game too?
No. Everybody officiated. It just identifies, for lack of a better term,
So 15 is false?
Yeah, this is false because this is where we deal with the alternating possession. When the table doesn't know who getting the next end and have a jump ball or the referee doubting the ball for, this is where the alternating possession will come in. So that the team that gained the first control of the live ball after the jump ball, the opponent team will get the arrow will point to their basket. So anytime you have a jump ball situation, you know which team they're going. And when that ball throwing, the scorer now has to reverse back the arrow to the other team. You know that team officials?
This scenario, you see 15 and 13, should be players on court tomorrow. For the physical aspect of it.
Ideally, it's not the individual who tap the ball, is the person who have first control of the ball. He must gain possession of the ball.
Right, that's something.
Not because you tap the ball first means you have first possession.
Next one.
16. A1 attempts a shot for a field goal. The ball touches the ring. B1 touches the ball and then A2 gains control of the ball. Shall the shot clock show 40 seconds? Who say false?
Why false?
No, you need to understand why you say false.
Care to share why false?
Right, so this is the shooting ball, you want to hit the ring, and then they see game after the rebound.
Yeah.
I was of the assumption is the shot clock starts over.
That's my assumption.
So who gains possession after the ball hit the ring?
So my team, because we get the rebound.
Who shot the ball?
My team. Right. So we get the rebound. Yeah. So my thought was that the shot clock starts to work.
Yeah,
I didn't get wrong, so let's get it right.
Yes, I know.
It's a two-part system thing.
Yes, the shot clock starts over, but you don't get the full allotment of the 24 seconds.
Yeah, 14.
Oh, get 14.
But in a case where in a case now where you had 18, it remains at 18.
Yeah.
Greater. That is it.
Once it's over 14, whatever time remains on, once it's shot clock.
Once it's at the ring, you are
Once it's at the ring, if it's under 14, it resets to 14. If it's over 14, it remains at that time.
So if it's under, and if it's under 14, it goes to 14.
It goes to 14. If it's over 14, remain at what it is.
Huh?
True.
Yeah.
The answer is true.
The answer is true. He didn't get control of it, he only touched it.
Yeah, there's a good question. I noticed here, will we be able to get this document after? I noticed it have the answers and the interpretation.
Yeah, I can send out.
Alright, so you said something.
That's what I was asking for, I tell you I wasn't sending it.
Alright, question 17. Normally, following an unsportsmanlike or disqualifying foul, the game shall be resumed with a throw-in from the throw-in line at the team's front court.
Yeah, that's right.
Why is it false?
Why is it from the other side? Why is it from the other side?
I explained that earlier.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I had false, but I'm saying now that it's true because you explained it before.
So, Article 17, 2.7 states that following an unsportsmanlike or disqualifying foul, the game shall resume with a throw-in at the team's front court.
Not the center line.
Not the center.
After this,
So disqualifying foul, my team have a disqualifying foul, your team have it, it will start in your front court.
No, but when they make a difference between the front court and the throwing line, which is more to the center, isn't that what they call advancing the ball?
After the question, you have to check the quarter, and you pick up on the after the question, you go back to check the quarter. We go to the next question.
Right.
17 is true.
17 is true.
Right. 18. B3 commits a foul against A2. This is the 14th foul from Team B in the period. Shall A2 be awarded 2 free throws?
Find everybody looking for the answer before the answer.
That's very enough for the doctor.
I have false.
That's very enough.
Table official. Table official.
I have the answers false.
After the question,
Why is false?
I'm not so sure how much
So that was
the team 14 foul. I'm not so sure if you're allowed 14 fouls or it's allowed some more. It's a 16 foul or 5 or something like that. But I didn't catch it. I think it's 5 or something like that. So I have it 4. How much team foul is supposed to have? 5. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't so sure if it was 5 or 6, but I know it was not 4.
After 5
is false.
fouls, then you're going to team penalties as the escape.
After 5 fouls. Right.
This wasn't a shooting foul. It wasn't a yes. Questions where it is just to read and understand.
so the 6 fouls really apply to the NBA rule.
When the referee call the 4th foul, right? After the ball become alive, he scored and take the put on the bonus.
So this is so false because it says here 14 fouls.
So when it come on the 5th now, you know you
It's
shoot on the
15
5th.
fouls.
Oh, this one?
Yes,
Yeah.
the 15 foul, but
It's
you
should
had
be fifth.
the 14
I always thought in 5th, you put up the ball, this is 5th, you can't remember if it's 5th or 6th. I always thought when the team reaches 5th
Put
or
it up on the
6th, then you
4th
put up
after the ball become alive.
When you're going to half, you go on to 7, but then the quarters after the 4th. That's what they want.
Yeah, this is false because you shoot on the 5th.
It's a 15 foul.
Everybody understand?
Like for myself, I guess one day, I guess NBA scenarios versus FIBA. So like, I think what we're saying now, my goal was after the fifth foul.
It's after the fifth in both instances. Foul out, sorry. Foul out.
Right.
FIBA is 5, NBA is 6.
It's 6.
Okay.
If you read the question and understand it,
Question
because
19.
if you read the question and understand it, they say the 14th foul if he is awarded shots. He is not awarded, just get it clear. He is not awarded shots on the 14th foul. It's the 15th foul.
Makes sense.
Yes, unless in the actual shooting. Any other? Go ahead.
The NBA is the fifth one, right? Same scenario. Yeah.
Say 25th. 25th you start the shoot.
Question 19. A1 is fouled by B1 on his attempt for a 2-point field goal. Before the administration of the first free throw, the technical foul is called on A2. After the administration of the free throw by any Team B player for A2's technical foul, A1 shall attempt 2 free throws.
Yes.
The answer is true.
Yes.
But
Somebody
article,
against the
anybody says false by chance?
I say so.
I think
It's not too much reading, so I I read that twice, then listen to my reading, yes, you give me my notes. Just be honest. Yes.
Well, Article 36.44 said, any Team B player shall attempt 1 free throw with no lineup. After that, A1 shall attempt 2 free throws. Right?
So you shoot the technical first, and then go back and shoot
the game shall be resumed after any last free throw. Right? Everybody understand?
I think when you have competition, you need to serve a copy of this.
That is exactly what this is. And that's what leagues and people running tournaments don't do. So when you go there on the court, referees have one, not referees. One referee have one thing, B referee do the next thing. Table officials have the interpretation. Called chaos. That is what causes chaos in the league.
That's right. Absolutely.
And people are not understanding that.
Absolutely.
Alright, question 20. During a throw-in, does the ball become live when the ball is placed at the disposal of a player taken in a throw-in? Taken the throw-in?
Yes. I have to understand that when the ball touches the next player on the court, when you pass the ball, then it's supposed to come live.
It only becomes live when it reaches the court. When it reaches the court.
When I pass the ball to you,
I know it's true.
I saw the check
because the referee check-in, I know the referee check-in, I know it's true. I'm checking, the referee check-in.
Yeah, because that's from the time we
From the time the person puts the referee hand in the ball.
Article 10.2.02. The ball becomes live when doing a jump ball.
Listen. Listen.
What's your interpretation?
What's the rule?
Because from the time the referee hand the man the ball, the referee comes.
You have 5 seconds in.
Comes in 5 seconds, so obviously the ball has to be live.
The clock only starts when the ball passes.
When the ball touches, how many ball pass?
When it touches somebody.
But if you're
read the question. There's a trick question because the question say, when does the ball become live when the ball is placed in the disposal of the player? It will come live because remember from the time you referee handle the ball, you referee checking on it. And if you keep the ball too long,
No, I respect that.
yes.
But what made you change? Because I said, but the clock only starts when the ball touches the ball. So this is what showed me. Guys are kind of tight. I think live 5 seconds before it live on the clock.
The ball only live once?
No, I mean the referee live.
Ball live.
Ball live, sorry.
So ball live once. Clock started as something different.
I don't know.
Live ball and clock
As
started.
we discussed in this year, right? That is one of Kurt's favorite ball traveling. You might get at this. Kurt is called traveling and he could only do that with the ball live.
When he could ball traveling.
When you go this way and you come back now, you know that rules.
Well, the rules say
So they have a rule that
it have a rule that two reasons is not West Indian. So you are allowed, once the ball is at your disposal on the side line or end line after any violation, you are allowed one step, either to the side, back. So you could one step to your right, one step to your left, or one step back, and if you're far back, you could stay one step forward.
Right.
One step.
So going, okay. So
anything more than one step is travel.
So the ball had to be live in order to do it.
So once the ball is at your disposal,
So let me ask you a question. So if a guy going to throw the ball and I beat it on the line and bring it inside,
that's a technical foul. You as a defensive player are not supposed to cross the boundary line.
Remember this as a referee, right? We talking about taking a step. Remember the main thing I remember is advantage and disadvantage. Whether you are doing that again to make a fast break, we tell you an advantage. Whether you take that step and you hand play the ball right here, we gain no advantage. And the concept that remember. Whether you taking that step to gain an advantage, you call the violation. If you ain't gain no advantage, you ain't see it. Because you just take a step here and you pan down the ball right here. The team don't run down defense. Not to say a team pressure in it. That you made there, remember. But all you rules it out, you have advantage and disadvantage.
That's the next part there?
Yes. If a team marking you and pressure in you.
All situations.
A team score and they go along the road and a man go on the machine line. You have to see that. If a team pressure in them, then you have to give the team credit for the defense.
What's that in this question,
right?
basically?
like if the referee passes, if the referee passes the ball to the player off the court in his right hand, and the guy passes his left hand before he passes it, is that an offense?
No.
That's an offense in netball.
But it's a good thing we have netballers here, right? Because I was lost.
Come like passing to yourself.
And there's a offense as pass yourself in basketball too.
No.
I think one self pass. If you throw the ball, I don't think it calls self pass.
Question 21. A1 attempts a jump shot that begin outside the semicircle area and charges into B1, who is in the contact with the semicircle area. Is the correct decision a charge for? There's a both feet, no feet rule over the semicircle area that you are looking for. Right? The no charge area. There can be one in one out. Right? Everybody understand?
Yeah, size it's one of the two things depending on the contact with either the angle of the pole or a blocking zone.
22.
A4 has started act of shooting and the ball is still in his hand when B4 committed foul on him. He finished his shot and released the ball towards the basket. Does the ball become dead the moment when the foul occurs?
False.
False.
We have to take into consideration that when the actor shooting begins.
Because he will shoot and it's score is good. Equal is good if it's score. Yeah.
Once he started after shooting, and he gets fouled,
After shooting.
But does that have to depend on when the referee made the call or not? That have nothing to do with it.
you get fouled in the after shooting. When you call a nigga in the after shooting. Although the ball didn't leave his hand, if you change him, you have to continue that motion in your hand. If you come back and change that motion, no basket. You have to go that continuous motion. You have to change the motion.
The actual document is probably an edit. They have 2 4s, 2 4s. So it's a short.
But 23. A3 is awarded 2 free throws. Team B take a timeout. After the timeout, instead of A3 attempt the free throw, A5 attempt and successfully complete the both free throw. The official then recognizes the error before the throwing. The official then recognizes that both free throws are cancelled. That's another reason why this A3 is awarded 2 free throws. Team B take a timeout. After the timeout, instead of A3, A5 attempt and is successful on both free throws. The official then recognizes the error. Both free throws are cancelled. Team B is awarded a throw-in. Is this correct?
Yes.
True. Correct.
Yes, because it's a false.
Article 44 to the 3 committing a wrong to attempt the free throw. This rule, this how I didn't take this thing later on that corrected by error. What is another corrected by error? That time frame. If you recognize it before, if you don't recognize it, it's scanned. So that corrected by error is a kind of ticklish rule. So they try to avoid this situation. They try and get the right shooter. That is why you need an assistant from your referee.
You have to know by the number.
You can say one referee make you call the next referee can assist them and know are you going to report you trying to get the shooter.
On the table.
Right, on the table. They're very ticklish.
And that's important because so the table, if somebody's sitting on the table and realize the referee, they could stop the game and make that correction.
Call the referee. Now the game will be stopped because of the free throw. You call the referee, but the game will be stopped doing the free throw and the time to get the referee attention as quick as possible. The wrong shooting. Because some of the coaches do it willfully, they know that man got shoot free throw good, and the game close, they send in the top player to shoot. Right? And the actual one, there you go. Question 24. A1 attempt a shot for a field goal and the ball is on its upward flight is touched by B2 or A2 on its downward flight to the basket. A1 attempt a shot for a field goal and the ball on its upward flight is touched by B2 or A2 on its downward flight to the basket. The ball is touched by B3. Has B3 touched the ball legally?
I answer True. But it depends on if the ball is on the front.
Yeah, that ball is not saying upward flight. So if I block somebody, ball's going to left, I come, first defender block, and the ball goes up. Second defender come down. My teammate can't then grab the ball and touch the ball. But that's how I was interpreting the question.
So Remember the violation coming to the ball on the downward side, the touching ball upward side is illegal.
But in this scenario, right? In this scenario, the person that left the ball, the defender comes, blocks it, the ball is coming, it goes up, and then comes back down. The next player can grab the ball, my teammate can grab the ball.
So on the layup,
Right? So let's say, there's 3 people involved here. The offensive player, myself, and my teammate group. The offensive player is going to left the ball. I go and I block the ball. Right? So the ball then it goes up to the air. The ball is coming back down. It goes nowhere in the basket because I blocked the ball. Bell go forwards, my teammate touches it or grabs the ball. That is a violation.
No.
Well, that's how I interpreted the question. Because it says the first player will touch the ball going up. So I see it as a block.
so you start the interpretation wrong.
Well,
You started with a layup. This doesn't refer to a layup. It's not
a
shot. Field goal.
So it could be a
shot and a layup is 2 different things.
So, alright, let's say using a shot. So when I choose the ball, first defender, I block it. Right? The ball goes up. It doesn't go toward the basket. I block the ball so it goes up. Comes back down in the direction of my teammate. He grabs the ball, that's a violation.
So that's in the direction of the team. So the question says it goes into the direction of the basket.
Downward flight to the basket.
Downward flight to the basket. So you're reading the question and you're applying a different principle. Right? So that is the confusion that you get.
Right. So then, out of 5 minutes, one point. So let us say, the ball is to the side there. I am shooting the ball. Defender in front of me. Shooting the ball, it goes up, it blocks it. Belgo is in front of the basket. The ball goes up in the air. There's no way going toward the basket because it was blocked. It comes down now and Belgo holds the ball. That's a violation.
That is legal. But that's a totally different scenario compared to what the question states.
Because the question says a shot going to the ring and a downward flight to the ring.
Before I move forward, let me get something clear. A block means the ball have no chances of reaching the ring. So that's a block. Touch the ball on the upward motion, it could reach the ring. But once it get blocked, it can't reach.
Because with this touch can continue, it touches upward and continue on the downward, and then retreat that it on the downward.
To the basket.
So that's what it is.
And in this same scenario, any person touch it on the downward, and it's still illegal, right?
In the same scenario, let's say that I'm using the side there as a basket and I'm shooting. The person's in front of shoot the ball here, the person blocks the ball. It blows up.
That's what you say.
When I say block, well, I touch the ball.
And it continues to the ring.
Alright,
So you see when you say block, the whole scenario changes.
But block, if you are touch.
No, block is not touch. A block you have no attempt to reach. A touch you can still reach.
I guess that's where the definition, that's where I would think of, wow.
Because I think what tied up everybody is thought is just that the ball coming down the score. Why? Just like in NBA, if the ball is on its way up, they say no ring interference. Or once it's coming down and you touch that ball before it hits that circle.
If it goes into the ring and you flap and tap it out, that is legal.
Because you have situations, you shoot a ball and a defender, when I say touch, you might consider it a block, I guess it's subjective, but that is tip. Not in that direction, but in terms of it goes towards the ring, but now the
might have to over the ring and down one side and that basket violation.
Well, I think the question had to enter the basket, they have the direction of the basket. So I think that's the problem. Because that is the direction of the basket. But if it going in, then
So remember in the beginning, I said a referee call is subjective, right? Because you may deem it is not going in the ring,
right?
While somebody else would say it had an opportunity to go to the ring.
Understood.
The final question. It is the cover that one of the player on the playing court is not one of the confirmed starting 5 players. This occurs after the start of the game. The referee called a technical foul against the coach and the player shall be substituted. Correct procedure. True or false?
True.
Correct.
What?
Yes.
They only use the side up,
At least 10 minutes before the game is scheduled to start, each team head coach shall confirm the 5 players who are to start the game. Before the game starts, the scorer shall check if there is an error regarding these 5 players, and if so, the scorer shall notify the nearest referee as soon as possible. If the error is discovered before the start of the game, the starting 5 players shall be corrected. If the error is discovered after the start of the game, the error shall be disregarded.
So, let me get it straight.
This rule was ever given a technical fault before, you will see.
I never see that. I thought it was just the theory.
How come when I write up the team? The 5 players, right?
Yeah.
But I already have 4. The player who comes in is not my starting 5. Right?
Yeah.
But he comes in. He's on the team, but he's not on the starting 5. But he comes in late because I had 4. If he still runs in and you realize that that is a violation.
If you have 4, you can't declare 5.
If I have 4,
she's up the team list.
Yeah.
Right? But only 4 of the players present at the time. But the team list already empty. But just before the start of the game, a 5th player reached, but is not one of the starting 5 that she had indicated.
Yeah, but I didn't say that in the game start.
No, so the game can't start with 5.
The game can't start with 5. The game started with 5. Yes, but you didn't start. You just said a player comes and a player run on the court. You then said you check to see if this is the correct one. And you started with 5. So that's a violation.
Before starting 5, they had the X and circle. Starting 5.
So that error will be discovered.
Yes.
Before the game
will be discovered.
The
starting 5 X and circle, all you have to substitute just X alone. You can identify who are the starting 5.
If a player dressed in uniform, not belonging to the team, gets on the court, would they allow that player to stay on the court?
Let me say not belonging to the team.
In uniform, not belonging to the team, not on the list or anything like that.
The management of the league, the management of the league will have the referee. The management of the league.
Yes, I would say that the referee would not take him off.
This is our man.
I don't know if you have player or not.
So your question.
Based on what the rules say.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
You will register name and number, right? You may not externally, and I'm using externally as the officials, may not know the individual name.
Correct.
But once you are in uniform and have a number, it is the assumption that you are part of the team. So there is an individual that's supposed to be part of your league that's supposed to be there on a nightly basis called the game commissioner. He's supposed to deal with those type of incidents.
But back to the question now.
So once he's in uniform,
the referee would just leave him to play.
But then the referee wouldn't go into the normal.
Once you're in uniform and you have a
brought
number.
to the referee's attention that that person doesn't belong to the team and shouldn't be on the court.
Who is going to try that?
Who's going to say whether it is right or wrong?
Coach. No. Who's going to draw?
So
the
the
coach
referee-
will draw the attention to the referee or
So
to
then
the
the
table.
coach
saying
has a
that-
serious problem too, because the coach should not allow somebody who don't
In the team entry,
So at the end of it,
The opposing coach. The opposing coach is talking.
No, but he didn't say opposing, he said the coach.
we interpret it as the
I'm
opposite.
still looking at the
So at the end of the day, in lieu of not having a game commissioner, you could get your captain to sign the protest, submit your protest within 24 hours, and let the league deal with it. There's nothing the referee could do at that point in time.
Question, just an extension to his question. If the player he's calling the imposter is from the B team, because you have A team and a B team, but we were in the same uniform, remember it's Billy, A, but I'm a B player, but I come for A game in the uniform. Could that be recognizable and the player could play?
So it all depends on
that point you're making is a wrong point. A A team and a B team. These are the players on the court. When you say A, the A players is the team with the ball, the B is the team that defends.
No. She talking about the two different divisions in the league. The two different divisions in the league. The A division and B division.
So the B division and the A division, we have the same uniforms.
Yeah.
But I am a B division player. But the A team who have the game. So I come.
The coach,
so like the same scenario.
The coach is responsible for the team and cheer, right?
Right.
That's like the basic.
So at the end of the day,
the coach is responsible for the team and cheer.
The coach management will register 2 teams with the league, right? Whatever the league have in place, whether Division B could play in Division A or Division A could play in Division B, that's a league type scenario. But at the end of the day, once the opposing team have an issue or think they have a valid point or a strong chance of winning the protest, your captain is encouraged to sign the score sheet within 1 hour of the game before it is signed off by the umpire and the referee. Lodge your protest within 24 hours to the league. Right? And then the league deals with, if I remember correctly, the league have 48 hours to respond on protest.
The league bylaws.
It depends.
No, not bylaws, FIBA laws.
No, FIBA laws is FIBA laws different. FIBA laws, you have 20 minutes. You understand a report and then you have an hour. But remember when FIBA tournament, they have limited time, right?
Because
and the fixtures. I remember we had a protest in a tournament in Barbados. And they had to deal with it in night because of the semi-final. So FIBA different, and FIBA does have a big fee to try to allow. It's 500 US. They try to avoid protests. So that, and if you bring a protest together, but very rare, you know, when a protest.
Well, I think just to add on to her point, right? What's important here is that and the 3 teams that run it, or the members that run in leagues, it's important that they're familiar with the regulations. Because the regulation speaks to that scenario where, let's say you have A and B division, A being the mature elite and B junior, and B can play in A, but an A can't play in B, right? So if somebody's running a league, although they might want to run a competition and have their own quote-unquote rules, it should all be aligned back to the regulation. So the standard we all will follow. So across the board we know, hey, that man is a A player, we doing in B league. Right? But I think back at this week's I was just going to be general. It speaks to who could advance and who can come in.
But then that's when it comes down to the bylaws of the tournament, right? And this deals specifically with protests and that.
Right, but the bylaws of the tournament should be centered on the regulations.
Can I be excused a minute, please?
We've taken another 5 minutes.
We want to take our 5 minutes.
We have refreshments.
We take lunch tomorrow.
Refreshments here, we could
bring lunch. Yeah, bring lunch.
21, 20, 19.
20 is 80%.
She got 19. Right? So, based on FIBA rules, 20 was the pass mark, which will equate to the 80%. So anybody under 20, we need to look at the questions, look at the website, check them out. Look at the rules and in details. Right? You got 20?
22.
You had to. Yes, it isn't.
Alright. Based on what we were discussing with the throwing lines, right? This is the score table here. This is the benches. The throwing line normally be on the opposite side. This is the throwing line here for this team, this team, if it coming in on this side, and this is the throwing line here for this team, if it coming to this side.
So just now, before you continue, the throwing line, you're talking about who's scoring on that same side or who going to the next side to score? I just wanted to see if I can understand what you're saying.
The throwing line is where they get this like the disqualification foul. And
determine who gets the ball.
Who get the ball. Alright. We also had the no chart semicircle. This is it here. You will see this on the court, but you would not see this most times. You will just see this part here. This is what we were discussing earlier on. The 2 feet inside, either 2 feet out, 2 feet in, to determine your call. Either if it's 1 in or 1 out, you will still consider it a block on the defender. If the defender have 2 feet on the inside, what is the result say if you get contact on the inside?
Say that again, Adi.
If a defender has 2 feet on the inside here, and an offender come down and makes contact with him,
That's a blocking foul. That's a blocking foul.
Because someone inside is blocking. Who blocks?
That's a blocking foul.
If he stand up so,
it's still a blocking foul because he's inside.
He has to be outside the charge. And my class does have no call.
What's that?
The man is in the defending stance.
Okay.
Right?
In the restricted area.
No, but it depends on
in the restricted area. Right?
It depends on when he reaches there for the charge.
If he reaches there for a charge, he can't get no charge call on him. There's no chance that he's there. He will get charged. But he can get fouled. He can get fouled. It depends on the type of impact he gets. If the offender coming with a kick, you win call or you call on sportsmanlike or something. Fragrance, however you want to put it right there. Basically, this is the layout of the court. Everybody know the layout of the court. This is very important too, that you should understand that it's supposed to have a line for where the referees, the coaches to be coming up to the table.
Yes. Just one quick thing before you, just to clarify, before you go. The restricted area. So you're saying that the person can be in the restricted area once in legal valid position. And the offending player, offensive player, largely Barcelona, he said, right? What's the point then of the restricted area if it's not a charge? It's not a blocking foul in that instance.
Okay.
I'm not of the story.
This here represents you, right? Basically, right? The ring. I believe it represents you, right? If you are here and a guy coming down the area, right? Basically, a guy will gather his information from quite here to reach you in this most of the time when he comes. If you're standing up between here, you're basically useless. That's what they're trying to say. Right? So if you are wrong, they formed a guard here now, they put this here restricted area where they say now, these are the points now where a defender is supposed to come in or come out to either be called offense or defense. Right? Our offensive player now are aware of it, so they will take advantage of it whether you under the ring. Basically you're under the ring when you hit. Right? When you're under the ring, you can't be happy there, basically. You could only try to do something which is out of the way extreme, wherever the case may be, and you might put yourself in trouble. So the best thing to do, you're in a guarded position. Right? If you're out, you can take a charge. If you're in, This is just taking a charge right on the video. You're not going to use it if you understand what I'm saying.
But if it do happen, and the offensive player come into contact with the defensive player in that position, what's the call?
No call. There's no call. There's no call.
But if he come in contact with the man because the contact hamper him from scoring, it's still a no call?
Which party position?
Inside the restricted area, in that same position, and the offensive player come into contact with him.
Okay, I've seen a call like this at times, right?
That's when you're hiding right now.
Instead of some referees in this area, is a no charge semicircle. But you could also call an offensive foul, right? You could call an offensive foul depending on the results of the impact. I saw some referee call an offensive foul, and it was
one question. It kind of confused them because it's a no charge circle.
No charge.
So what you were saying now is that you could pick up a badge in there?
Right.
Well,
no, I still ain't get the answer to my question.
The only thing I think could happen probably you could pull the shooter hand or something to the effect.
You understand why I asked,
right? Yeah.
So to answer your question, it would come with time. If I standing up here forever in the no charge circle, and you come down and hit me, and you no charge circle, no call. If you coming down and I no established position, then it would be a block.
But then it's a restricted zone, right?
Correct.
Right. So what I'm getting at is, if the offensive player, now we're saying it's a no call, but he come in contact with the defender and it cause him not to score, it's still a no call because he's in a restricted area.
But just to add to what you're saying, right? Because I think, well, for me, it's a matter of safety for the offensive player because in that realm, whatever the person is also landing. Let's say the instance of a layup.
So that's what I was not going to say. It all depends on what the defensive player do upon the point of contact. Right? So, I mean, if the defensive player stand up and they do nothing, right? If he fake and say he going back, well, obviously you give him a blocking foul, right? But if he just stand up and take the contact and nothing.
You can't say if fake and another man's fake and another man's fault. You can't say
Yeah,
that's
you're not supposed to fake a
You
foul.
can't take the head.
I just wanted to talk about the court.
I think the question,
Before we move on.
I think what he's trying to find out is if the foul going on the man who driving or the foul going on the man who standing. That's all.
No, also dependent on the defensive player's movement. So once a defensive player make movement within that no chance circle, is a defensive foul.
Right.
It is a defensive
So
foul.
you can get a foul even though he's inside. You can still foul the guy who's driving.
Once in.
Right.
Okay, understood.
Once
he's stationary,
because you really have foul. But if he make a tempo man, you get a foul.
So before we move on, you have an next question with the same no charge? No. Click with the clock. Right? So you're talking about the clock starting. When does the clock really start?
When you won't touch up there and go. Or when the ball pass. All the way.
When the ball leaves the player to come on the ball. When I use it,
is it that when
hold on, I'm going to say something here.
Is it that when the after the referee hands the person the ball and the ball make the pass in ball,
And somebody touches
And somebody touches it.
That is when
There's a difference between the ball touching somebody or the player holds possession.
So, alright. So, ideally, everybody more or less on the same page. But the clock really starts when the referee chops it in. And if the referee don't chop it in, which most of the referees then that you go and look at, they don't do, they depended on the table to start the clock and stop the clock. So the clock only stops when the referee blow the whistle for violation for or timeout.
What if the ball is dead? It says start or stop?
Stop the clock. Either on a violation, blow the whistle with a violation, stop the clock with a violation. Right? Or a foul. Right? The clock starts when the referee chops in the kick, which is supposed to be in tandem with when the player touches the ball on the court. So really and truly, the table not supposed to start the clock until the referee tell them to start the clock.
The next point on this, that's some smart players, yeah? Smart players. You really marking them to them at the ball. You only get throw the ball on your back and take it and play it?
Right.
Are you aware of that?
Right.
Yes. Anybody aware of that? If a player inbounding the ball and you're back to him, you can throw the ball on your back and take the ball and play. Then the people are so you have
the ball line clock starts then.
When the ball touch him.
So once the ball chop him, once the ball touch him,
you
the referee will chop in the time.
So that's when the clock starts, that's when the clock starts.
Yeah, but then you didn't say it right. Because
Say
you say
when
when
the
the referee hands on the ball.
That's what I mean. No. The referee hands him on the ball.
The referee comes 5 seconds.
Live.
When the clock starts is when the referee chops in the clock. Which
When
supposed to be
touch somebody.
No.
Okay.
It's supposed to be sync.
Yeah.
That when the person touch the ball, the referee chop in.
Right.
But the way to start the clock is when the referee chops.
The referee starts the game.
It's the referee who starts the game and stops the game.
So let me ask you. So the referee hand him on the ball at the side and I chop the clock start?
No, he can't chop the clock there.
And this was said, so you had to chop it when the ball touch somebody on the inside.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It's supposed to be synced. But ideally, not because the ball touched the person on the court. The clock's supposed to start. Is the referee supposed to start the clock? Not the table because the man touched the ball.
Well, alright, but this is what I'm asking you. So the right thing would be hanging the ball and chop the clock.
No. When you're hanging the ball is live.
So when he chops, when he do the chops then?
When he passes the ball
on the court.
touch somebody.
No, when the player passes.
When the player.
Can you demonstrate what is the chop?
We have a ball.
Demonstrate what is the chop?
The referee hand it on the ball.
I ain't bonging. Go inside. Right? Nathaniel is my player inside. Lasso is the referee. Right?
I hand the ball here. My hand up, I count.
Ball is live. Ball is live now.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. So you have to pass it for the clock to start, so you get that.
But what we are saying, Clint, not because he catch the ball, that means the clock's supposed to start.
Right, when he chop.
He's supposed to chop it in.
But he's supposed to chop when the player gets the ball.
Correct. But what we see happening, referee don't chop and clock the start.
There was next scenario too. Somebody, I put them on, some of the players do play and roll the ball and the ball rolling down the court going down and the clock starts, nobody touch the ball yet.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's how right? Some players go use something, they no time, so they let the ball roll down the court. When the man touch the ball, then when the referee chop it.
Also, if the player decide pass the ball and go straight over the court and never touch nobody.
The clock doesn't have to start.
So it starts when the ball touch someone on the court. So when it's inbound.
No, not when it's inbound. When it's inbound and the referee chop.
But
So-
it have to touch somebody on the
so
ball.
When
But you're
it
meant to
touch
touch it.
anything, even if it touch, the club
Let me get something straight here.
You're
Whether the
first one
player
to start and
touches
stop
or
in the
not,
clock.
the clock is supposed to start. The only person who dictates when the clock starts
And stop
is
is
when
the
the
referee.
referee signals the
Right,
start.
and what I'm saying, the referee cannot chop the start unless the player, the ball touch a player.
Correct.
But alright.
But what we saying,
Say the same
And
thing.
the same thing, let's move on.
Right.
Let's move on.
let's move on.
Let's move on.
Wait,
You're not-
bring an next
you're
point
not
there.
point.
In one of
You want us to raise a point in this now?
No, yeah, that's the correct. So, how I see it is that it's basically two sequences, right? The first sequence is the ref hands the player the ball, the sign you do just now, see
You have a 5 seconds, you have 5 seconds in monkey ball.
5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So he hands the player,
And he started
he
clock 5
started from
seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Yeah. The player passes the ball. Ideally, at the same time to the sequence, when he passes it and the player touches the ball, that's when the chop's supposed to happen, right?
Correct.
That's it. So the sequence is 5 seconds,
Yeah.
pass, chop. That's it.
And remember, if you're operating a shot clock and a game clock, the game clock starts, but the shot clock will start. The shot clock starts when the player have control of the ball, right? Remember that. The shot clock starts when the player have control. The game clock starts when the ball touches that player.
It could touch and get deflected.
Right, okay.
Right,
So
so
the
that
shot
is
clock
the
is
scenario
start,
I
game
mean.
clock start.
Right, so the shot clock start when you start to dribble the ball or something.
We have control.
Right. So Clint showing part of the discussion there. Ongoingly, we inbound the ball and it didn't touch the court or nothing and it went out of bounds on the next side. Right? Where does the ball restart from?
It doesn't touch the court at all?
Yeah.
So he just
It
throws
touches
it
no
over.
one.
Touches no one.
Touches
Change-
no one.
change.
From the inbound it went out of bounds
Out of bounds.
on the opposite side.
Not touching any player on the court.
They touch no player if they touch it.
From the start, from the halfway went out.
Start from where you initiate?
Start back from any violation actually. Player who throw that ball comes a violation. So in long ball and it's
But he gets back the ball or it goes to the next
Next
thing?
thing.
Next thing.
As long as it doesn't touch any
One question I have that I don't answer, home team and guest team, where they sit.
the rule changed on that recently. Long time.
No,
Yeah, the rule
no,
changed
he
recently.
talked about where they sit.
Yeah, no, the rule changed. Yeah. The home team sit on the left of the score and the fixtures. The first team and the fixtures, the home team. They sit to the left of the scorer's table facing the court. Long time it's a warm up down. So the new rule now.
So okay.
You probably just play on the dribble on the
Alright. This is the team facing the court there. The home team sit to the left of the scorer's table. They warm up here during the first period and the score
Also,
here
they
during the
sit
first
on the
period.
same side, they warm up on
Right. And the old rule before they used to sit here. They just sit here and warm up here. But that changed. So they sit here and they warm up here. The home team sit to the left. If the both team want to everything that change, it is no problem. But the rule is the home team sit to the left of the scorer's table.
But there's no change at halftime in the
Yes, yeah, but not, let's see. The basket change.
Direction of play change.
When they start scoring from, you see, that's it.
Yeah, I
Where
agree.
you warm up, yes, that's where you start scoring.
Any question concerning the court again?
And the jump ball is going on that side.
Alright. Well, the area, in the two-man mechanics, you have what they call the trail and the lead. Right? The trail, if the player is moving this direction, the trail will be coming up. The trail will be responsible for sideline to his left, end line, and the backcourt violation. That is the responsibility for the trail referee. Sideline to his left, end line, and backcourt violation. The lead referee most time will be under the basket, moving from here to about here, not coming so far, but from about here to there. He's responsible for the end line and the sideline to his left. Clear enough? So when the ball go out of bounds, and then when there are two referees blowing and the pointing so. If the trail referee blow and he says the ball is white, but the next referee sure the ball is red, you don't blow and say red. You go to your partner, tell them what you see, and let him make the decision and change.
So the call is his.
Yeah, the call is. But if you're sure you have the wrong call and you're sure you're right, You don't say, no. You go to your partner, talk it, hey, I read ball. Let him go in whistle and change the direction. You understand that?
If he agrees.
Yeah, if he agrees. Most likely, right? But you have to be short too, right? You don't want to short your partner too. You have to be absolutely short. Especially for that tight game too. Especially for that close. So this is the area responsible for the lead referee. The 3-point area, whenever a player attempts a 3-point, it is responsibility of the trail referee to put up a attempt. If it score, put up both hands. Not the lead referee to signal a 3 points. Attempt, if they attempt a 3-pointer score, both hands.
However, if the attempt is in the lead referee's zone, he can let the partner go, hey, it's ready at 3-pointer.
Put it down here. Let the partner right here. Sometimes might be attempt here. And the trail might be here so. So the lead might be senior and the lead is just, and these is things you do in your pre-work, your pre-game communication. These things you discuss in your pre-game. So, but I think all where the throwing line is, right? Always on top of the throwing line. Any question on the court? The team bench area, 5 meters from the center line, 2 meters backwards. Remember, anything happening in this area here is the coach responsible. And the coach could coach with a B, an XB, a C, and anything happening on the bench, you go to the coach, record as a B. If the coach gets it for himself, record as a C. If you get 2C, you cannot coach. So that player, team follower, anybody, it goes to the coach. And that is why it is important as referees, you are aware what is a player and what is a substitute. Who knows when a substitute become a player? Once you're on the bench as a substitute, once you're coming on the court, when the referee blows stop and the referee do slow, that player, that sub become a player, and the player leaving become a substitute. So if the player leaving, abuse the referee, or curse the referee, you can't penalize him because he's a substitute. No. When you call on that sub, the sub become a player and the player become a sub. So this is thing you have to be aware of.
So referee when you coming off.
If you go on the coach, you penalize the coach. And then a substitute.
So, in terms of the court, we can probably just clarify backward violation.
A backward violation, the rule long time, once the player and the ball is in the front court, any of his teammates, remember the violation that occur, the player with the ball must be the last to touch in the front court and the first to touch when it comes back in the back court. You know, they are the violation. But if he got the last to touch and the defensive player touch it, he can touch it after and get it. I always remember. First to touch in the front court and last to touch. You understand?
Well, and that will remain the same, last to touch, first to touch?
Yeah. But now the player can reach here and come back here. He can reach the center line and come back. He can have 1 foot here and 1 foot here.
Yeah. Okay.
The both feet and ball must be
ball and feet
must be in the front court. You know,
but what if one of the players from the same team collect the ball in the backcourt?
Once the ball reach here and I pass it back here, then you have a
violation. The way we did some just now was like the same player after the not to break the rule.
No, a player of the team. A player of the team.
The other easy thing to say in backcourt is that forget everything else and just remember who touched the ball last and who touched it first.
Forget
every other thing. If I match around here, who touched the ball last and who touched the ball first.
What you say, let's say you're going down the court. You have the ball as the guard.
Yeah.
And one of your players remain in the back.
Yeah.
And you decide to pass the ball back to it. That is bad. That is bad.
Yeah. But providing your both feet and the ball in the front court.
So what I say, he will be the first to touch it in the back.
Well,
then.
Yeah, you pass it here.
Not he. Team.
Oh, team. That's the player who was doing it.
I thought I was there.
That's the player who was doing it.
Is to come into the designated substitution zone. And once he is there, the table is obligated to sit down as sub is needed.
Right, before you move forward, just with the backward, right? Because there's a matter of both ball and feet establishment, because let's say on the half line.
You could go back.
This is the half line here. So I could dribble the ball here.
Yeah.
Step.
Yeah.
Once the ball still here, come back.
Yeah. Both feet and ball.
Okay, that is important.
Just bear in mind,
Both
have 8
feet
seconds to
and
bring it over.
I'm not 8 seconds to bring the ball from the back court to the front court.
So then you can't come back inside the pocket.
No. And if you dribble the ball and the defense knocking you, and 6 seconds go and you knock the ball out of the ball, when they inbound the back, you have 2 seconds. You don't have any weight. So you have 2 seconds. Any question again?
One important question too. Now, the referees are responsible for making the calls on the court, right? If that coach gets taken up emotionally with the game and start to shout at a player and come out of that team bench area, which you all say is his limited space to move back and forth, is it automatically the referee have to penalize him or could give him a warning, or what? How does that work?
Again, you say advantage is advantage. You don't want him coach here on the box. Maybe if you have find you abusing, if he coming on the box and say the coach the players regular, you can give him a warning. And if you continue with it, then you can penalize.
Also, it's up to the referee. The table can say, look, that coach, you may not notice, but that coach is not coming out of the box.
You have to pay attention, you have to coach. And I didn't come on the box too. And then what and I'm putting them on the box too. It's just really try to penalize things that have no effect on the game. The teacher in the rule, you give a warning. Most instances, a technical foul may be called. It has some places in which a technical foul shall be called. It has instances that may be called. In that goaltending a free throw, must be a technical foul. It has instances that it shall be called, and then it's in may be called. So it's a little bit wear and tear. And the main point I tell you again, is advantage, disadvantage. Try. See.
And you don't blow your whistle to warn someone. Once your whistle blow, it's a foul.
Never step against the one player. Never step against
Once
the
you
one
blow your
player.
whistle, some penalty needs to happen.
And if you get on the court, you can move on to some signals. Anything.
So before we move forward, based on the questioning that we did, any questions?
That concern the court.
I asked her a few numbers, and I would prefer to see on a real court.
Fine, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're going on to the court, hopefully.
Number 13, 15, 17, 21, and 22.
On tomorrow, 2 o'clock.
One important question.
I'm not eating like 9 this morning.
Right. One more important question. That area that is say substitution, right? Let's say Chizia decide with his team and he want to get a substitution for a player to come on the court. That player remains by the bench until the referee says okay, or he goes to the table.
He
comes to the table, you got someone there provide a seat, and he sits down there. When the ball is there and he has the opportunity, he score.
So he don't have to wait, he just sets his
name. Let it be noted. Coach cannot ask for a substitution. Full stop.
Coach can only ask for a timeout.
Cannot ask for a substitute. The substitute has to go to the table and request, or as she said, sit back, which is one of the two. Whether you request a substitute.
Also the coach can't approach
Coach cannot.
Only for
timeout.
Timeout. The coach will get only timeout. If the clock dead, and the coach requests to find out something in a courteous manner, they will say, they go to the table. Can I go to the table when the clock running except to request a timeout?
Which they do,
You can't go to the clock for information, table for information. When I go to the table when the clock running, it's to seek for a timeout. When game clock, the ball there, game clock, it comes to the score, much more than number 5 or score, and when the game is running, you can go to the table to seek information. And all the way to the table, it must be done in a courteous manner. Players have no communication on the table except they come in for a stop. All communication on the table is the coach.
Okay.
But the player can't ask for a timeout.
No, player can't get a timeout. Only the coach.
In the absence of a coach and captain.
In the absence of the captain is the one to ask for the timeout.
And some teams, they have no coach, they have captain, coach. You have to be very careful with that, right?
Present, the captain. And
The assistant coach.
And the captain before we
ask for a timeout.
Yes.
So the captain's supposed to be on the court. Right? And if
Next thing in the
and
rules, right?
if he leaving the court, he's supposed to appoint a captain of the court.
It's very important too, because by that time, if a player score in his own basket, who knows who will get the points? If a player score in his own basket, who get the points? Huh? Who? That point go to the captain on the court at the time. So if he start at the captain and they sub him and you say you is the captain and a man score, that point is going for you because you is the captain on the court at the time. So scorers, you have to be aware of that. So anytime the captain leaving the team, you must identify who is the captain.
Alright, but we don't do that.
That's
not interesting. Never.
So that's in the absence of a coach.
And the next thing, very players acting as coach. Remember, you could get 3 bench, 3 technical for as a coach, and not a player, and have to leave the game.
Yeah.
So I have to be very careful, players acting as captain and coach.
So just to clarify one thing, right? So in a scenario where, let's say, ball goes up a rebound, 2 players go up, opposing players go up and tap the ball, tip the ball, and the person accidentally tips it back in the ring. So myself and Grove jumped into the rebound. The captain is Iomedia across there. She's on the far side of the court. We go up, both tip at the same time. Grove hits the ball into his own net. I will not get that point because I am the one actually. You know, I think in football I have that rule with the closest person getting the ball. In that rule, in that scenario, they
go to the captain on the court at the time. On the playing court at the time, not just the captain.
So let me say something. So in the event that the captain gets subbed, and we never appoint a captain on the court, at that point in time, we have to ask for the captain.
Well, we don't really force the rule, you know, but I tell you how it's supposed to be.
Right, but who all normally will give the point to? Just
I don't really think.
I know we did it normal and not normal.
Yeah, that's happening.
But the interested in, let's understand the rationale behind. I know what it might be able to say, but the rationale behind that, especially where somebody close attempted to get the money given to somebody else. You know what I mean?
Remember the free throw later on, about the free throw, we all aware that players, offense, defense, and non-players, during the free throw, once the ball relieves the shooter hand, players can, on the lineup can enter. Players on the outside, have to wait till the ball touch the ring.
Also,
Tell us about
so you can, once the ball shoot, they can run it.
Players on the lineup, once the ball leaves the hand of the shooter.
Yeah.
Players on the outside have to wait till the ball touch the ring.
Oh.
Okay, there was a rule concerning disqualifying of free throw by the shooter.
The shooter, when the shooter have the ball in his hand, you have 5 seconds. You cannot fake. You cannot step over you cannot release the ball and run over the ring. Run over the line. You have 5 seconds.
So, but you could shoot it on the hand, overhand.
Not on the hand.
You cannot shoot it on the hand. You cannot shoot it on the hand.
No, this is shooting motion. This is not. This is.
You know.
Some
people have a shot. Not on
very
cannot shoot it on the hand. You can't shoot a free throw on the hand.
I never see it yet. Dave, you have anything on that? Because it tells the shooter.
Yeah, these are about Jerry's grandson.
It tells after the ball is placed on the
Right. I believe once there's a free throw, right? Take a jump, take a whatever the case may be. But
you have 5 seconds.
You can take a jump shot to another free throw.
Yeah, some people say you can't do that.
Once you don't match the line up,
and it's a violation if the ball is hearing. If the ball is hearing, it's a violation, right? If the backboard alone is a violation. The ball is if the ball is hearing, it's too short of the ring, or if the backboard alone, it's a violation.
When you say a violation, what is
the next year they lost the ball?
So you don't get to shoot the next one?
If you want next one, you get the next one, I will not cancel. If it's the last one,
If it's the last or only free
throw.
You was explaining.
Some players are the sky in the backboard, they can rebound.
It's not even straight off the backboard. Tyron, no, I don't mind 3.
So it will fill you up the backboard.
First one.
Yeah.
I'll deliberately hit the
Backboard,
backboard.
try
Try to get the rebound and get 2 to tie the game. That is a bad
But then
in the
you
free throw.
you could throw it at the ball and run in and dunk.
In the air.
In the air, yeah.
In the air.
You didn't finish telling me about the disqualifying. What I was really inquiring about is when could this player shooting the free shot legally enter the game?
When the ball touches
When the ball touches.
Only when the ball touches.
Yeah.
So his position is like every other on the court.
So basically the man who shooting the free throw, he have to wait till it touch the ring. But the man in the lineup, once the ball leaves his hand, they could go in.
Yeah, and those on the outside of the 3-point line
Have to
have
wait
to wait till it touches
till
the
the
ring.
ring. Okay, understood.
Remember, no matter who commit a violation, you never disallow the free throw except the shooter commit the violation, right?
Yeah, only the shooter
Yeah, no matter who commit a violation and free throw, when time you disallow a free throw, it will be shooter commit the violation. Once you score, ignore the violation.
Matching the free throw line is a disqualification?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's say the referee and the player, the shot to shoot the free shot, right? And he matching the line. The referee can't tell him
Yeah,
to
you can
match the
tell
line.
him, yeah, you can tell him to line.
Watch your football, watch your
But
football.
if the referee handed the ball outside the inbound and then match the line and inbound the ball, is that legal or illegal? Handed the ball to inbound and then match the line and inbound the ball, is that legal or illegal?
Illegal. The line is part of the court, answer?
Huh?
Illegal.
Illegal?
You can't match the line and match the line.
That's not legal play. The line is out of bounds. He out of bounds.
Okay.
He can't step on the court.
But he can match the line.
Yes, the line is any other court that match the line is out of bounds.
Yeah.
The line is out of bounds. If he step on the court,
I think, I don't want to sound kind of weird, but some of you are referee have to be in this, eh?
Yeah.
the line is out of bounds.
It's an outer bomb line, we try to say. The name of the line is an outer bomb line. If you're outside
This
the
is the
match,
second to
it's
third
an
call.
outer
Remember long time when men sweating here, men say on and off.
Yeah.
And heel and toe. Then was a thing. Right, the line is out of bounds. You want to step on the line, but you can't step on the court.
Step on the line.
Step on the line is out of bounds. Because if you're on the court and you match the line, you're out of bounds.
The lineup of players waiting for the guy to take the free throw, right? The lineup of players there, they have guys who will stand up and is that legal for them to stop the other 2 players from getting
And a basketball court, all they take it to the cylinder. This is what they take it. You can't sweat like that. They take it in normal proportion.
FIBA
If you have your hand like this is the illegal play.
FIBA and NBA rules different than because
It's a little thing. Remember the concept of telling advantage, disadvantage, but they're not entitled to this. They're entitled to this. Some man just feeling for man, just a little small thing. Yeah, a little small thing. No, that's like small thing. I'm not just like telling what I'm on. Yeah,
So the other question coming up from a young lady. If you was asking that question,
I would know of the from inbound from outside. You say machine line is legal.
Legal play, but not stepping on the court.
So you mash the line and piece of your toe and piece of your foot on the inside. It's a violation. But you mash the line and your foot stay on the line alone.
Legal.
You can't mash the line. You can mash the line from inside. Not outside.
So is it fair to say
Yes,
sir.
London.
So I just want to ask them in regards to the question there. So is it fair to say that while you're on the court, the line is a part of the court. So once you cross the outer bounds, right? And once you're off the court, sorry, the line is a part of the outer part of the court, the outer bounds.
Yeah.
And once you're off the court, the line now becomes a part of the court. So if you touch the line here,
it's a legal play, but if you go over it, you're out of bounds, a violation.
So the line is still out of bounds. So when you outside, the line is out of bounds. So you match the line, but you can't match the court.
So that once part of your foot
Right,
is on the line.
and you twist it and when you're on the court.
So the line is out of bounds. So when you're on the court is out of bounds. When you're off the court is still out of bounds.
Right. So what is saying when you're outside you can match the line?
When you're inside you can't match it.
When you're inside you can't match the line.
It remains out of bounds.
You know, as young guys saying this is something that I deal with all the time with people on the basketball court, right? If I'm bouncing the ball and I step off the court and come back and continue bouncing the ball, is that a violation or is the ball, because the ball stayed on the court, I came off, I tried to pass back the ball, the person tried to pass back to them, collect the ball, I collect the ball myself.
When they came out,
continue bouncing it.
When they came off the court, you have to establish contact on the court before you touch the ball.
Once you establish that you regain on-court presence, you can take the ball.
Without somebody touching.
Without somebody touching.
That is so important. So I say important question.
You kind of thing, you leave the ball on the inside, you run outside and you run back inside and hold the ball?
Yeah, without somebody
touching. Scenario.
Yeah.
Fast break. I run down.
Yeah.
Tip the ball back, went out that ball,
yeah.
Come back, and I get the ball.
So it's like cricket. Once you throw the ball up here, run off.
But you can continue bouncing it or your possession has to be.
Once the dribble has ended.
Once the dribble has ended.
Once the dribble has
So if you're dribbling and you say fall out that ball,
right.
and you come back, you didn't stop your dribble, so you can come back and continue dribbling. But if let's say for some reason, you held the ball falling out. While it's dribbling.
So the ball is up off in
right?
your
So
possession.
you hold it, you kill your dribble, you fall out that ball, you like the ball on the court. When you come back on the court now, you end your dribble, so you can't dribble again.
Alright.
Yeah,
right. Those are some of the
When you go to hold it?
Yes.
That was for
the same scenario.
Alright, I just want to share
this one.
You throw the ball to a partner, your partner on the court. You come back on. He passes it to you, can't dribble?
No, so that's different. He changed possession.
Right, that's it, yeah.
So his percent was nobody got possession after he fell.
I was the same person.
Or the same person.
The same person came back on.
He could hold and pass it.
Long time that was off and on, you know.
Yeah, that was
Once you're off and on and skill and so on, and stuff is there and stuff.
So the law did change as far as that off and on.
20 times.
Alright,
you want to do something?
You're saying something. Yeah, do some signals.
So before we reach the signals, I'm interested in one more for players. Right? Score basket. Full court pressure. Both players out above. I pass the ball here. Run onto the court. Way back. Legal or not legal?
Legal. Legal. Legal because of what you just said just now.
So I was outside.
Pass a line ball.
Both of us at the baseline after I score basket. I pass it to my partner who's also outside. Then I come onto the court and he passes it to me.
Right, because the ball was there.
Alright. Same situation. Go back.
Same scenario,
Pass it in, stay in, pass it back in, and then he inbound. Is that legal?
Yeah, both are only on the court.
Something wrong with that.
Alright.
I do something.
5 seconds.
Wait. One person. What wrong with
How do you say that illegal?
I don't know.
Wait.
Something. This is not
Come, not because you have a whistle. Not because you have a whistle, they'll go, you will blow something.
Deliberately wasting time.
Both of you were off the court passes, and then you came on the court.
They pass it twice.
They pass it twice.
Something illegal.
The referee.
In legal illegal, but the referee have to go something.
What is this something?
If it's legal, we are playing for.
That is the problem with the referee. As a player trying to invent something, you man try whatever. Something look funny. That is
So potentially, that is the violation.
That is the
potentially. They have 5 seconds.
They have 5 seconds to that. That is
fully legal.
That is only after a scored basket, eh?
Only after a scored basket.
But when you referee hand you the ball, you can't hand somebody else. That is only after a scored basket.
Different scenario. One more scenario, right?
Different scenario. When you pass to you, then you pass on the court.
Right.
That's legal.
5 seconds.
Is it same? So the only thing that potentially could be the
5 second violation.
is the 5-second violation.
Remember that can be only done after a scored basket. But once you referee hand you the ball now, you can hand the next player the ball.
Okay.
But when then you have
Likewise with the clock on a scored basket.
Then the referees at the table sorting out something. So no 5 seconds yet. The referee is sorting out something at the table. I pass my partner, he pass back to me, we pass, we are waiting.
So how do you get the ball? You
go where the ball, you referee got the ball.
After a scored basket, you have to instruction on the referee. You want to please get the ball and then bang the ball.
And if the referee by the table, that means he querying something.
No, the referee by the table, he was standing low.
Most likely, one of the referees will have to go. One of the referees will have to go.
After a score basket, they run baseline to baseline.
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want.
I know, but I just say it for
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, it's not.
No, but you don't keep on saying after a scored basket. So let's say the ball goes out of bounds for some reason. Is it same 5 seconds to pass?
Same 5 seconds, yes.
But you can't move.
The only thing you have is movement.
Movement, yes.
When compared to a scored basket and a violation. Violation is no movement. With a violation, you allow 1 step back, 1 step to the side, or 1 step to the left, right, or forward. Bearing in mind, if the court is restricted in space, the offensive player needs to give you that 1
2 meters. If the outer bound territory is less than 2 meters, no player shall be within 2 meters behind a meter behind bang the ball. You understand that? If the outer bound territory is inbound the ball and playing bang the ball, no player, either offense or defense, shall be within 1 meter at the player in boundary.
So all this thing where fellas
once
come
you
up
have
there
less
while
than
they trying to inbound, when they jump in and they doing all that.
you reach that.
If you have space on your line to step back, they could do that. If you do not have space, like Blue Basin, if you go by the court Blue Basin, the boundary line on defense. So that let them do it.
In the new rule now, in the last 2 minutes of the game, or the last minute of the overtime, they have what they call the throw-in sign. So when the referee about to hand the player the ball, he will make that signal. And anybody reach across the line and interfere with that ball, will get a technical foul.
For the last 2 minutes?
Yeah, the last 2 minutes of the game or the last minutes of any overtime. The referee, when he handed the player the ball, indicated the defensive team, he must make that signal. Right? Yeah, no, they're not chopping in time. Chopping time is this. This is the signal, the violation signal for the last 2 minutes of the game. And new signal they bring in. Also, during the game, the normal player reach over and hit the ball. We give him a technical. Don't take the last 2 minutes of the game here. If a player reach through the line and interfere the ball, they give him a technical foul. Alright. Yes, sir. Alright, that our foul, this was unsportsmanlike foul. But change the rule. And the last 2 minutes of the game, while a player have the ball in bung in, and before the ball is released, the defensive team commit a foul. This is called that unsportsmanlike foul. This is penalized with 2 shots and possession. Now they call it a throwing foul. So if a player commit a foul before the ball is bound by the defensive team on there, you get 1 shot and possession in the last 2 minutes of the game. Right?
Alright, so
the next new signal they bring out a new signal for this is like when goaltending, basket interference. They have a signal for that.
That's it, what you doing there?
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, once the referee blow, you say all violation, open palm, foul, clench fist. But foul, clench fist, 2 shots, ball on the side. There's no signal in the book like this, right? But no, that no sign.
I just make up my thing.
So that about some.
I mean, wait.
There's a signal like this in the book. But clench fist, you know what this is? This is media timeout. Yeah, that is media time. Tension. Media time. Whenever the ball on the side, you point the sideline, the direction of play. If it's 2 shots, 2. Side ball, direction of play. One with 1 hand. Violation, travel, side ball. Anybody want on the signal?
Those signals that they're giving us, those could be found on the net.
Yeah.
That's how they go. You want to just right.
It has 69 signals.
when all the invite people.
They couldn't get onto the link, and we
sent the link and we sent the actual document to WhatsApp.
If you want feedback, you will go and print it out. So the feedback website, you will go and print it out.
It's just that it's small, it's a change of the interpretation.
Yeah.
So with questions regarding the goaltender, right? Because with FIBA, you could defensive player to remove the ball of the ring.
In FIBA?
Yes.
Once the ball touch the ring, anybody can touch it. Once the ball touch the ring, anybody can touch it. Once the strike of the ring.
So the goaltender is when the ball is.
Once it hit the ring, anybody can touch it.
Next person jump up and pull it off you.
You can do that on the job.
On a shot.
Yeah, let me see the ball hit the ring
when a man just the ball in the ring, anybody can touch it.
Right. So you can jump up and take it off the ring.
And that offensive flag is on with it? So why did you
the ball come off of the ring?
So the
you can't touch it while it's on the ring.
So what is
no, once it hit the ring and bounce off. If it's rolling on the ring, you can't touch it.
That's right.
Yeah, if it's rolling on the ring, you can't touch it.
So the goaltender referring to is on the downward the center of the ball, the defensive player hits it.
Yes, the opportunity enter the basket. Remember the ball must have an opportunity to enter the basket.
So if the ball bouncing on the ring,
once it's off of the ring.
so it bounces on the preacher, I can't fly and pull it off?
Legal, that was it.
And a free throw.
And a free throw?
Yeah.
No. The free throw end when the ball in the ring?
Huh?
The free throw end when the ball in the ring?
On the second.
Yeah, but what I say,
Yeah,
if it hit the ring and it bounces up and coming back down, right?
Yeah. The last free throw, the last second free throw. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the last one.
Yeah. Remember the basic signal? Whistle, violation. Whistle, foul.
So be mindful of the time.
And the nature of the foul, that the French foul, blocking, holding, elbow, that's different. So you get the sign in the book.
Right? So we conscious of time. We know with the majority of the session kind of seems biased to referees.
As always.
So we would want to use the remaining added on time.
Remaining 10 minutes.
Right?
Then Steve could bring the table officials up to
do a little table officiating over. Right? Jackie?
No. Good afternoon, everybody. Most people know me. Jacqueline Morris, everybody know me as Jackie. In previous years, we never had table official seminars. When we call seminar, we call an official seminar for everybody, referees and table officials. Table officials normally know everything the referee knows. But what I always ask them, please don't referee from behind the table. Please do not referee the game from behind the table. The referee is in charge of the game. You can assist them. In recent years now, they start having table officials seminar. They want to certify table officials. They did it, was 2 years ago. When previous president from the federation went from and asking people to come and do the course and whatnot. We did the course. Some of us passed. We never got to our certificates. We don't know what happened to that.
Before you continue, who gives these certificates?
People. Internally, I was used to do a home internal thing, assessing people. And this was the first time that people came through and did something. It's certified. Table officials.
Is the first time really ever that
FIBA
started to certify table officials there? FIBA never
That's what
certified.
I'm saying. This is the first time it has.
There's only certified referees.
What we normally do internally, we certify our table officials. We try to find out what whatever they are and stuff like that. The first time we do pretty much it. And we know if I go in and COVID and all that, so when it was kind of being suppressed. There's also a manual, table officials manual, so then you can go up and get it.
Where is that available from?
It's on the website.
I see it.
105 pages.
125. Yeah. No, this one has, 143 actually. Right? But it's the same, right? Because I went back to see that anything updated and I'm not seeing it, so this is the same document. If people can go and download it, it's beneficial to you all. Because what will happen is that we just go over, 2 days is not enough to do a session like this. 2 days is not enough. So we will just in the top. But for you all to get in depth, I would appreciate if you will bring your group. I always leave my number with people. I tell them you can call me anytime. When basketball is concerned, whatever questions they have asked, and we'll try our best to assist them. 687
Basketball only.
5285.
I'm not telling you.
You say basketball otherwise?
No, you say basketball only. 687 5285. I do forget that number a lot sometimes, so you ask me 5 and I'm trying to figure out what you asked me. Right? Now they have some protocols they deal with as a table official. I was studying this morning from Mauritius that morning. You all don't believe it. I come from Valencia.
Wow.
Yeah. I come from Valencia. The previous years when I come down here and do an officiate and be officiated and all, I might get a right to a remand and have to find myself from a river to home. And that happened for years. Whenever we play, if it's in point 14, wherever the games are, I am there. I had to get back home, so now everybody's sleeping and I still traveling. So this morning, we had plenty of rain on that side, but can't give them problems, so I was just taking my time coming on the road until I got a call. Where are you? I stood by, there's a 9 o'clock session, I watched, I see 5 past 9, and that was the case. I got here like half an hour after that.
What is good?
But actually, that's what happened with me this morning. But why I'm going on at that point is that punctuality is a very important way officiating is concerned.
Amen, amen.
And that is a problem I have with officials. A lot of my officials don't like me, you know. And like I said openly, they don't like me because you see that, I don't make joke of that. If we have a 5 o'clock game, I am expecting you there by 4:15, 4:30. You cannot come 5 to 5 for a 5 o'clock game. You are not ready, whether you are a referee or a table official. And most times I have been in charge of both. It's just now I just leave the referees now to do their job. I am in this thing since I was in the early 20s or whatever. Thank God I was 60 now. I'm in this, I tell you, since early 20s, and I'm 60 now, so I don't know, 40 years ago when I'm doing this thing. It's my passion, it's my love. I played sports since I'm 9 years. So this is something I really like. And when people mess it up, I get mad. So people might know why I have the passion, but I get mad. Because either you like it or you don't. We have no money to get in this, so you can't say you're coming in this for money. You're coming in this for the love of it. Right? Punctuality. And in international standards, if you go, they're telling you the time you're supposed to arrive at the venue. They tell you how you're supposed to be dressed and all the rest of it. In previous years, we used to tell people, no, open toes and all that kind of thing, especially when we do tournaments like Super 10. But most of the tournaments, they give us t-shirts. And it looks good when you come and sit on the table here and want food. Right? So punctuality, your attire, those are things we have to look at a lot when you say you come to officiating. How you look is how people respect you.
Sure.
Right? So you watch me this morning with the armhole and the pants I roll up on the knee, and I come and sit down there. People watching me as nothing. But I'm going to hold that time, and you know what you're doing now. Even in the office, sometimes you go in the office, they know what they're doing, but they're not dressed, so you're respecting them. Right? So appearance counts a lot. So right, we talk about punctuality, dress code. And next thing, you must know who you're working with. Alright, this is a South League. I think most people know each other. But even in the refereeing, you come early so you can interact with your next partner. If it's 2 referees or 3, you must have pre-game. It also works with the table official. Because you come at the table, they have the scorer, the timer, the 24-second operator, plus they have statisticians. Most leagues now we don't run statisticians because people are funding basketball to that extent.
What is that name you just said? What is the name?
That's the people who take
rebound assist.
At the end of the day, you can know how much attempts I had in the last day. How much I scored, how much time rebounds, how much steals. People sit doing that.
So different people, one person taking all of the different stats, or is different people, one with fouls, one with scoring?
On the table, you have a scorer, she's scoring, or she or he scores the game. You have the timer, controlling the clock. You have the 24-second operator who does the 24-second clock. And then you have the 2 stats. One doing team A, one doing team B. Right? The only time that happened, I tell you, was way back when we were doing Super 10, and maybe some of them other leagues. I think also used to do for a while. But after a time, finance became a problem. So most tournaments, they just have a scorer and a timer.
And they do it every day?
Yes. No, they don't do stats on most leagues. The team might do their own stats. Right? And then the timer might be the same person that do the 24 seconds and that kind of stuff. But we have to get back in the track where if we're not doing the right thing, we cannot elevate basketball. Basketball has failed a lot, right? So we need to get back there. So you must know every game you're coming to sit down to say who's scoring, who's timing, who's doing whatever. That is important.
No basketball or field, or they have managing basketball.
Well, the politics, we have suffered, and I'm making no idea. We, Abbott, has suffered for the past more than 10 years. We have suffered. Being the only officiating body here, we have suffered.
But when this
Has any one of you here was ever in a session like this?
When the sport company, when it was on the Anil Roberts and all that, did move, progress and move forward in a kind of way?
First thing, that's how much years Abbott has been stifled. But what I am saying is that we are sitting in a nice forum here this morning. When last have this ever taken place? Okay? There are people here have different views and they're not sure what is happening. What I'm thinking is not the correct thing. But by being here, everybody comes to mess together so you find out your view. So when they leave here today, they leave here with something a little better. You have some ideas. You have been talking more than an admire for that. But it's not the problem. Half of it, correct. You know? But when you leave there, you know, I was thinking all the time was
I could say I get another education.
You know? So these are things, I was really glad when they called me and told me South Zone want to have something like this because I think South Zone might be one of the zones that you hear basketball going on all the time.
Sure.
And you're hearing conflicts all the time, and then it's just must have conflicts.
Must.
It must have, because people don't know what they're doing.
Anything to get good have to have
Is a conflict?
It will have.
Yeah.
What Abbott and you read? Somebody tell her what Abbott and you read.
I mentioned it in the opening. Association of Basketball Officials of Trinidad and Tobago.
Of basketball officials. And they have been in existence. How many years? Ashton, I think you were there before me.
You already have it take over 10 years?
What?
Ashton, call the years, please.
I feel like this thing by 20 years and you're telling me. Ashton, I think
officially registered.
I was just asking
So registration, no. Right now we're in the process of being registered. Because because an organization established, we have constitution and everything. But now, banking sector is driving all organizations to be registered.
I mean, they're still citizens.
And trust me, that TTIP is a real TTIP
exercise.
Yeah. Okay.
So, on that MBFTT, there are 9 zones, 3 affiliated, and 2 technical arms, which are members of the affiliated bodies. The 2 technical arms under MBFTT is ABOT and BCAT.
What?
BCAT, Basketball Coaches Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and
Somebody officials.
technical. Which other technical with that? Para is not a technical.
No, not technical, but yeah, no.
3 affiliates, 4 affiliates. So 4 affiliates.
Well, let me talk about the little time I have. Let me see how much I can tell you. Scoring is just as important as refereeing. And is one referees and scorers are a team. When I first came into this, the referees were the referees and the table officials were the table officials. And that didn't make sense. Even back when it was Super 10, it was like that. Faculty used to hire his table officials and would provide the referees until it's emerged and we come to measure as one. So referees and table officials are one. And I think what we're looking to do is to have if we could get an Abbott arm and South would be great.
In all zones.
I deal with South right now.
Yeah.
Abbott arm and South would be great. Because it used to be very hard for me to leave Valencia to come south to officiate nearly every night or find somebody to bring them down. I don't know how, and I'm seeing one. I'm seeing we have 4 people here, 1 left hand. She's a member of it, right? So it's nice to see our 6 table officials and hopefully the young men are seeing here going to be referees. That you all could form yourself into a body to be part of our arm. So we have a southwest, north zone, and everybody, I don't mind. But we could just come in and check you all whenever and make sure everything is running smooth. Okay? You all officiate before? Never.
I don't think
I know the names.
I think I know Nicole Sachs.
And Stacy played them.
Stacy,
But I know Vanessa. We should have some score sheets for tomorrow. Could we get some?
I have some.
That's important, right? You guys have score sheets for tomorrow this morning? If you could, it doesn't matter. As long as it's the international score sheet, I get a record. Because if we run on the court, we have 2 teams or something else.
It's 2 o'clock, so we're really trying to get teams. They promise, but I know 2 o'clock on Sunday. Sunday, South people is food people.
Well, it's important if we get the score sheets, at least everybody will have a score sheet. You can be talking again. At least you'll be able to know.
It's more like
That's the same thing, but they can see. I see people with glasses, right? So you have to know. Just go so you can do some confidence. Scoring is not hard. It's not hard at all. The score sheet has become, the score sheet has become so easy now, it's a And please bear with me by going back all the time, but you know sometimes you just have to remember the past in order to move forward. Long time these score sheets were so tricky that you had to be thinking. The man scored 2, and then you had to strain to go on the other side and block it off on the other side. Now, everything, everything is so easy that it's just a matter of crossing the numbers coming down the way. Right? So you have no problem. The score sheet has Team A and Team B. I think you heard Ian mention earlier, which one of them, that the first mentioned team on the fixed here, and that's Team A. The first mentioned team, Team A, home team, sits to the left of the team. So it's the same way you do it on your score sheet. The first mentioned team, Team A, so you score Team A and then Team B. Secondly, at the top of the score sheet, you're registering your date and your time, your place, and stuff like that. You have your referee name, your umpire's name, and it depends whether it's a 2-man or a 3-man game. Hold on. They always just throw us to the back. Yeah, they always throw us to the back.
1917.
All right? On the score sheet, you register.
After the signals. About the signal you get. After the signal. Ready?
Go back to the top for me. Alright. So you see what I'm saying? Team A, Team B. Come down. Come down slowly.
Down.
It's true at all. Right? Okay. Team A, Team B. You see the competition name. You have your date, your time, the place the competition takes place. And for your umpires, we used to say referee. Yeah. But you know they call it now the crew chief. They have a big established name. So the crew chief is always the boss of the night. And then you have the umpires, whether you have 2-man or if you're running with 3, which is most international games, or sometimes when finals reach, that's when they bring out the guns. Recording the players now. Team A, this is Team A. So you record your team name and your players. Right? You record the players' surnames and initial.
Team A is always one of the home court players.
Team A is always the home team, which is the first mentioned team on the fixture.
Do the players then listed go in numerical order or
Yeah,
alpha
that's
order?
how you list the players in numerical order. No, they have you see in place for 2 numbers here. License and number. This is FIBA business. We don't really use that here locally. So what we're going at is the number on your vest. And we do this, we number this numerical, so you're first to the last. But your players are registered, surnames, first initial.
Yeah, keep one thing on this topic. I remember a long time in FIBA on this, we only read them at 4 to 15. Right? They allow it to reach from 0 to 99.
Yeah.
No, then that is a come number. That is a come number.
Yeah.
That is a come number.
Number already, yes, so they stop numbering it now.
The 18 always sits on the left.
Yeah.
Facing the quarter.
Left of the
table. Left of the scorer's table. Left of the scorer's table.
Facing the quarter. Right?
Yeah.
right? And as I say, numbers, initials, and one of the reasons why officials reach 20 minutes at least before the game starts, they're supposed to be prepared. All the information, you have to find out the head coach, your assistant coach, they put in all the information. And how much minutes, some people have that idea, how much minutes before the game do they come to make sure that the starting five is correct?
That was one of the questions.
You got to declare your starting five. 10 minutes before the game. The coach comes to the table because they're doing a list. And the list have the starting five on it. So they have to come to make sure whatever information they gave to you is what they put there. So as my partner was asking just now about a player with a different uniform on the court. If he doesn't have all the number just verify here, how will he get onto the court? He had to be one of these players or somebody been doing something wrong.
1 second. So is it that, let's say the uniform might be a variation in color. Once he has his number, you will allow him to play?
He is registered. The correct uniform. He has to have the correct uniform. That's what he said. He had on the same color uniform.
With the right number.
He
was registered with the team. So he was in full uniform but not registered with the team.
What normally happens if the starting five, we have it here. So as you're sitting there and the 5 persons take the court, the scorer, although she had an X next to the table, now as you're taking the court, you put a circle, so X and circle, mean these people are ready to start. So if you put on number 10, and you look up there and you see number 15, something is wrong.
Maybe another question on that.
Let's say you're starting 5 as number 3, number 5, number 9, number 8, or number 10. And when you look up, you see 3, 5, 9, 8, and 15. You have to query that. So then you know there's somebody. And when you query them with the coach, he then will in turn rectify it. And that's one of the reasons why players are supposed to report for substitutions. Because a player could come and walk onto the court. And when you reach onto the court after you went up and down the place and score, you realize, I see you, I see the 50 or 25 here on the court. And it happens. Man go up, down, he score, you're going to record it or he commit a foul. And he's not on the sheet. So that's the reason. Everything they do, they have a reason for it to do. You must report to the scorer. Because if your name not on the score sheet, you cannot enter the court. So we got 3 more to register the players. And we realize the score runs, every shot is 2. 4. Free throws is 1. So if you score your first free throw, you blot it off. The second free throw, you blot it off. Right? And let's say if you score a 3-pointer, what happens?
The most experienced team.
Yeah, she's the only table official really that working here besides this young lady might have a 3-point.
Well, if you ask me, I referee, I table official.
But you see all in one?
KFC
combo.
Yes.
I serve the 3-point shot.
What is it?
What is the number? I circle the number.
Which number?
Like,
player
okay, let me
number,
say,
score number.
No. I just circle, like, let me say that is 7 point, I circle the 7 I think that's I'm too sure.
You know what I come on that? You want to be very honest.
Yeah.
Even self you doing
wrong.
Honestly.
And that's if you're wrong, you have to be positive about it.
Positively wrong.
As they'll say, my children will do no wrong. I tell you that. My children do no, my table official and referee do no wrong.
But listen now, I when you watch me play all that time, he started all of it, and then when he catches himself, he stopped. He said, yeah, come on, because then I said, oh, they do wrong for me. But when I'm not in this facility, and I take her to the members, I said, what are you shooting? This is really coming in. So I am the one now to go for them, but when they come to my official, if you want to see me come on, if you see me, you're mad. Okay, let's get back there. You circle the player number. And the 3-pointer, you circle the player number. At the end of the quarter, you circle the last point that was scored. You understand that? All right, so a 2-point score, we cross here. Our next 2-point score, we cross here. When I say cross, you put the number of the person who scored there. Right? So number 4 score 2, number 5 score here. Let's say a 3-point score, we cross here. But the person who scored the points, we circle his number. So number 6 scored the 7th point, he scores the 6th. If by chance that's the last point that was scored in that quarter, you draw a thick line and you circle the last point that was scored.
You're drawing a thick line and circling the last point. Say that
At
again.
the end of the quarter. At the end of this quarter, that's the charm. When you watch a score sheet, you will see exactly. I think you could put on that a computer one. No, I want them to put it up on the board for them to see. What page? No, I do it half. What page is it?
This.
No, let's see. Stop it. Stop it. We go back. Come down here. Well, that's for one time. Then we go back.
Go back up 77.
What's 77 for me?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Basically, everything I was saying right here. Yeah. Basically, everything I was saying is right here.
So 6
6, of course.
No, that's a 3-point history.
6 on each. I was looking at 6 on each. Sorry.
Everything I just told you on, right there. You see the 3-pointer, you see the free throws, as well as you see the end of the first period. You all see all that? Yeah. If you're watching this score sheet, you can tell what happened.
What the first quarter is, by the way, number 5, is it?
Remember I just told you about the line? You see everything there. The free throw, right, 3-pointer, free throws, 3 points, free throws, 2 points, 3 points.
Right. So the normal shot just remains as the number.
Yes.
2 points for 5, number.
3 free throw shot.
It comes just like this. If all are successful, number next to it. Every line is accounted for there. And at the end of the period, the blood tables. So at one glance, you see that the score was 15-18 in favor of B. And this last shot here is a 3-pointer. What is the last point that's going on?
Remember, use a red pen for the first and the 3rd quarter.
Red for 1 and 2.
We start off with a red ink. And every quarter, long time you see this for, you know, this question is look pretty. You got green and red and blue and black, and every quarter we have different one. If you guys changed it, 2 color codes.
No, well, that's that visually you can see where the quarter starts at.
Yes. So you see the second period, it's just a repeat of the first. but very different age. You could barely see the line, but you know it's here.
Yeah.
Because you will realize it starts with red. So this is the third period here. This is the end of the half, this is the third period.
What about that?
Go up now, there.
Oh?
Yeah.
Next page. Up.
Up one.
Up. Next page.
You want the end of the arm.
The end of the game.
The end of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because remember the first and third is in red.
Second and fourth.
So the second and fourth going to be in black. At the end of the game now, 2 lines.
What is the reason for that?
I said, to close off. They come like a container. And when you finish, you draw the horizontal line.
That is 72, 76.
The final score?
Yes.
76, 76. At one glance, you could see that. Questions?
Observation that they have the last line like in a counter now, so you can't put in anything.
After nobody can come and write anything there and zero. You close off. That's the end. That's the final quarter. Provided they have overtime.
So
they have overtime.
Go back in red?
And we continue.
Yeah, we rotate colors as the game progresses.
As
As the
the
quarters
quarters.
process. As the quarters process.
Red should be last.
I don't understand
So that's 71, 72, and 73, right? In team A. Where you blot out there, those are what?
Number
Free
three.
throws. Each one
Yes. You
by
can
number
have-
7.
You can have something like 110 coming down free throws because and then coming to the end of a game, and we want to get your thing up, the foul them and the man will run the line, and every time you run the line you score. So that whole line could have been free throws coming down to the end. Every time you score a free throw, that's how you record.
And you know it's a 2-pointer because from between 72 to 74 is just 73 and 74.
So that's a 2 points.
2 points.
Yes. The 3-pointer now is the same diagonal line, yes.
That's what was confusing me, that's why I asked you
The
that.
3 points is the same diagonal line, but just calling the circle the person's number.
Okay.
Right?
That will make the difference.
That is how you make the difference. So if this was a 3-pointer here, they would score 75, 76, 77. And
the number
11 would
will be
have come
simple.
here and then just circle the 11.
Alright. Okay, I now understand. That stroke, because you told me the stroke was 3-pointer too.
Yes.
So that was
the 2 and the 3
confusing.
points are strokes, yes. But you circle the 3 points. That is what makes the difference. So at one glance of the score sheet, you see everything.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
There's nobody signing off.
The whole?
Is
the free throw is the 3 to the top?
Yes, blotted off, way blotted off.
Yes, because remember free throw is just 1 point.
Right.
So you just shade 1, 2. This must was a 3-point
Point
lead.
attempt.
He got fouled out that 3-point attempt. He went on the line and he scored all 3. That's how it's registered.
So the end you circle, the end of the quarter you circle the score.
Yes.
If number 11 had scored
a 3-pointer,
you circle him to number
Yes.
11.
Yes. Which happened, I think, at the end of the first period or the second period.
And the line drawn.
But
Line drawn on the 3-point play. The 3-pointer.
By the quarter.
By the quarter.
You mean which line is speaking about? This?
No, not the take line.
This line here?
The line there.
This one?
On
The diagonal line?
Yeah, the diagonal line.
The diagonal line.
That's the last score.
That's the last score. That's the
At
round
the end
score.
of every quarter, we draw 1. That's the end of the quarter, that period. At the end of the game, we draw 2. So you know that's the end of the game.
when you shoot a 3-pointer from outside, you
You cross the line 3, right?
No.
3 points.
No. And scoring one mark. You're just counting.
So you're counting
There's
spaces.
something on the diagonal line. It's diagonal line. The line I'm going
Oh,
across.
the line I'm going across just indicate the current score in the game. So 2, 5, 7, 8, 9.
Just that line.
Yes.
That line, as I said, if you score 2 points, if you score 2 points, you score 1, 2. You try your line. You put a number who score the point. If it's a 3-pointer, 1, 2, 3, you try your line and you put a number who score the point. If it's a 1 point, this is what you do up there. Yeah.
And you circulate.
You circulate. As long as it's a 3-pointer, you circulate a number.
Right.
So if it's a 2, diagonal line number.
And if it's
3, diagonal line number, circle. At the end of the quarter, you circle the last point that was scored.
Right.
And you draw and you
and if it's 3 free throws, the
and 7. Understood?
Yeah, that's
All right. This is what it looks like at the end of the score sheet. Real crash. The first period, remember I said the score was 15-18? What you do is check the amount of points that was scored in the period. So this was the score of the first period. This was the score in the second period. If you add this to this, you get a total half-time score. You understand? First period score, second period score, third period score, fourth. When you total all together, you will get the score to the bottom. So remember the score that go in here is the quarterly scores, not the totals. It's the quarterly scores. The only total we have is the first one. And if you see it's in the same color that you were scoring in. Remember scorers? Important. The scorer, the assistant scorer, which we normally don't have, the timer, and maybe a shot clock operator. You finish off a thing, the winning game. Important. Signatures of the umpires, the referees. Who is the last person to sign the sheet? Micro Chiefs. Who are the last person to sign your score sheet?
The head referee on the table.
The last person.
Or the last person.
But remember in the event of a protest, if that person signed the sheet, because nobody can protest the game anymore.
No, well, look all these things, all the persons who supposed to sign it.
They are not called a referees anymore, they are given a big name as crew chief.
So the umpire, okay. The umpire or the referee, which one we describe as the crew chief in this?
The person who jumped the ball.
So the person that jumped the ball is the automatic, well I would say the...
Yes. He is the big boss.
It should be head referee.
He is the big boss.
So he signs his score sheet last. Okay, in a scenario.
Referees, you are supposed to know the score sheet because you can't come and sign a score sheet and you know one.
But in a scenario where, how you deal with a scenario where a team want to protest the game? How you deal?
Good idea.
They
had a sign before.
Okay, so
they had a sign before. That informed you.
So before the captain signs,
So what trying to get at, I want the scenario in terms of the team say we protesting this game.
You can sign the sheet too.
And it's come and they sign the sheet.
Yeah, you can watch sign the sheet too.
Right. So that means the crew chief will make allowance so it even rush and say, hey, I want to sign a letter from you.
So basically, I'm trying to get at the signing, once the captain comes to sign the sheet or the coach.
The coach, not the coach.
The captain. Once the captain comes to sign the sheet, that is indicates to the table official that there is a protest.
Yes. So before he even go to the table to sign the sheet, he needs, look at Article 6.2, duties of the captain. 6.2, the captain shall inform the crew chief no later than 15 minutes following the end of the game that his team is going to protest. And then he affixes his signature in the captain's line in the score sheet for protest.
But you have to inform me.
You have to inform the crew chief no later than 15 minutes after the game ends.
I think that is madness because as the game ends, people just rush to say.
Yeah.
So for you sitting down to wait for 15 minutes for the captain to decide.
It's a no later.
No later than. But as the game finishes,
I'm mad because as a referee, if you want to sign too.
Yeah, because I live in Point and I come
right.
to do
So
I want to go home.
So they come after the 15 minutes, you don't have to attend to them.
No. But you know by fourth quarter, you know you're going to protest the game. So if you're interested in whistleblow, game done.
Yeah, inform
crew chief. I'm going to protest this game. You go to the table, sign.
And as long as you tell them they're going to protest the game, they have a right to allow you to do their signature. They shouldn't rush it.
In case where there are only two umpires, referee, who is the crew chief?
They say the one who was not also.
They say the boss is on the
Anybody who jump the ball, that's the crew chief. And they are the one that only concerns me too.
Does that
Whatever
mean
happens during the game, they sit and decide, he's the one that makes the decision.
Does that mean when you have a protest, let's say the score is 76, like there is 76, 72, does that mean that score is not official or you have to go through with that and still vote?
That's not whatever they protest now, they go through the board and they do the discipline or whatever happens. It's either you win the protest and you win or you lose and you score.
No, bear in mind, you don't just protest a game because you want to protest it. There are 3 grounds in which you could protest a game. Right?
Is it a stream? The crew chief is the person who is the referee who is most knowledgeable.
It's the person jumping.
Who decides?
Huh?
Who decides? Who jumps the ball?
Most time between the two referees, they say.
Most time
in the pre-game, they say.
According to the tournament, whosoever roster the referees, they know who they roster in which game to do whatever.
So it doesn't mean that that person is most knowledgeable about the game.
But you could referee.
No, if you referee, you have to be knowledgeable. We know you have scenarios. But if you referee, you must be knowledgeable.
Then I gave the shot clock operator could be the most knowledgeable.
I don't know referees.
But I'm just drawing the scenario.
Do you know in previous years the shot clock operator was always a referee? We never used to really use any and everybody. We used to use the shot clock operator because when you check the functions of the shot clock operator, you must know the knowledge of the game. So I used to always use a referee on the shot clock. That's what you know, I try to get my table officials more updated.
You must understand the table.
You have to know when to start, when to stop, when the ball touch, when to reset that clock.
When you said that, I figure even being a coach, being a captain, I figure the players are not should know.
Yeah, but you see, because we normally have these sessions and invite them and they don't come.
Because
they make our job harder when you're out.
The referees in the stands, them
do everything. Them do everything.
Most.
Just backing up a little bit with protests. So the 3 grounds of protest is an error in scorekeeping, timekeeping, or shot clock operation. Bearing in mind, the only how you could prove such is if you have a statistician in your team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but
Not because the clock say 81, the scoreboard say 81-80, that's correct. The score sheet have the correct score, and probably the scorer didn't rectify the score in time. Right? And that regular occurrence.
so you say, but that had to be a free barrel, mainly because
What is
the
that?
statistician from a team, I not
No. I never said so. I said the 3 grounds for protest, and the only how you could really have a valid protest to prove so is if you have a statistician.
If who?
Your team?
The team. Team has a
Your
person.
team has a statistician.
Your statistician telling my table official this come out.
It's a grounds for
It's the grounds. They're not telling you
grounds for
grounds. There's a
protest.
grounds for protest.
That is your level. A team protest again.
Or shot clock operation.
A team protest again because as they say, I had a problem with the coach. I know the coach. And he had a company that used to work with it and we're not working again. So he figured out now, they lose the game. I have a problem with the coach who protest the game. The coach from Valencia, the team from Valencia, I know Valencia. But when they protesting a game, I have a problem with all the coach from my area. Basically, they don't have my area to live.
I hope the laws are protected.
They want to protest. Somehow I want to place an apology letter from them and all that kind of nonsense.
One of the important,
these people.
one of the important is signing the score sheet, right? A game could done 71-70. And before the referee signed the score sheet, the scorer make an error. And the referee sure he can prove that error. He can correct that error and change the result of the game. You know that?
Yeah, well you said that in the first, in the
game to them 70-71. And before the referee signed the score sheet, he realized that they say he but at 3 points. And the scorer put 2. And they sure about that correction. They can correct it and change the result of the game. Providing the referee, the crew chief has signed the score sheet yet. Once the crew chief signed the score sheet, he no longer can do anything.
But in that scenario, where you now give, right? All well and good. But suppose the team don't like the decision, could they protest?
Yes.
Yeah. All these protests are not cutting across the world. All these protests, mind you, any tournament, a tournament bylaws.
Bylaws, that's it.
Right? So the first protest, if it's Super 10, I think that protest is 1,500. Right?
Yes.
And I think NBFTT is, what you call is the next body. So if you lost Super 10, you go NBFTT, right? Which I think that fee will be about $5,000. So by the time all of that to play for a price, you just forget it.
And if you look at the course here,
1,500.
I was just thinking with this scenario where the referees or whosoever would have made the change, right? Once they make the change, is it that the team now? Because the game ended up 70-71, I win, and boom, the referee come and tell me no, they were going on, no, they record at 2 and it was at 3.
So it's 71.
You understand?
That means they have 5 more minutes now to try to win the game. That's all that means.
So you need to play the 5 minutes overtime, and then upon completion of that, you can protest the game.
Yeah, but it also, Peter, if it is the points of the add-on winning, which we have no overtime, then you need to protest.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because the winning now, we take no overtime again.
But more than likely, the scenario is a losing team gain points.
Yeah, but winning team win no more. So.
Yeah, we do surnames, initials, the numbers, we read it chronically, because it's numerical. As we say, we go from 0 to 99.
I know some people are custom putting the name as it is. First name, surname.
Surname, initials.
Jackie, I just
You
have
identify your captain, just for signature.
Yeah.
You identify your captain.
The CAP,
You put the CAP next to the person's name and bracket it off. Right?
I just have one little problem watching on that sheet that you all had there where you say the umpires and the crew chief signing, right? People have all kind of funny signature, right? So the space I'm seeing that you all are locked there apparently only have space for the person to sign. There's no space for them to... Right, well right, so it has extra space for the referee, but what about the umpire?
This is what the table officials will sign this also. So this sounds like a doctor down there. The name of the area is with
That's you want to put it down to your mom calling you for the keys, TV.
When I reach there, and the went up there and I stopped and I didn't reach there. Because I have I even had to tell people about it. Remember, mistakes can be corrected. And we always have to say the score sheet, whatever score is on the score sheet is the correct thing. Do not let the timer tell you, oh, the score is 20 and you know you have 18 in the book. As long as it can be clarified, you call the crew chief and get it rectified one time. Don't let that game process or you just go up there and you're changing a score up there. That causes a lot of confusion. Stop the game when you got time and clarify it before you proceed. Make sure you have the correct score on the board as well as in the board. As you discover it, correct it as soon as possible. We talk about the side, everybody know 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, so that the referee, remember, as I said, do not referee the game from the table. There are many time points score, and we sit it on the table and assume it's a 3-pointer. The first thing to do is to watch the umpire or the referee. And most times I think it's always the lead. He in the back there, on the top, the referee to the top, or the key? 3. The referee to the top of the key is the one that mostly see what's going on, right? He's the one that coming to you as the train ref. The ball goes up, you see it score. You cannot see where that person's foot was. First thing to do, you look for the referee. He will either have it here, or you see him doing this. Do not take it on yourself to put on what you want, because you as the scorer will make a trade and change the timer. The person putting up the score on the clock will put it as 2. And this is what happening here. The scorer will have the wrong thing to what's in the book. Do not referee the game from on the table. Know your sides. As table officials, we must be abreast with the signs just as the referees. The subs, the timeout, they must know. That's that whistle blow. That's the next thing. The whistle blow, stop whatever you're doing. And many times the whistle blow, foul, whatever, the referee or the umpire comes to the table and the scorer can go. And he now has to stand up and wait until you finish whatever you're doing to look at him. As the whistle blow, you stop whatever you're doing and find whoever blew that whistle, what it blew for, and if they're coming to talk to you. Because foul was committed, the referee is coming to speak to the scorer. So you have to be aware of what is going on. That is very, very important.
One question before you forward. I know we have to more or less know the signs of our field, right? But let's say, for instance, foul on number 23, Right? What sign are you giving to the table for when a quarter ball?
And the sign is already for the table, sometimes this one is everybody to do. Oh.
That's it.
Right? 23.
2, 3.
Okay, but why do I sometimes see like you're
Depend on the number. Depend on the number.
That's why you call that.
Depend on the number.
2 in front.
And
3 in the back.
depend on the number. Might have 19 or 99,
And you see
66.
yourself up and down.
And they are 66. Yeah, they come here. The back and then they come.
It's front and back.
Front and back. Yeah. They did only just see that.
And each referee uses something different.
What I mean, as they say front and back, some people say 10 like this.
No, but 10 is that.
That 10
Right,
is
but
that.
then the older ones will do.
10 is just when you go into 11, 12, 13, 14.
But
When
some
you're
people
doing
use it as
10,
10.
this is 10. You're going to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
It's all in here.
Okay.
See, I wasn't doing it.
Yes, it's all in there. And that's why I say it's important that the table official also know these signs, because if somebody foul and they come to you to tell you, number 13, you're supposed to know what is 18, you're supposed to know what is 23. And as we say, we have from 0
to 99.
Double 0 to 99. Are we doing 99 front and back or back and front? Right? So,
The confusing thing is the back of your hand is the front.
yeah. So you start
Front
here,
facing you.
you start here,
Back
and then you end
facing
up
you.
here. So there's 99. 90, I just remember 98. So, and then, yeah. So maybe tomorrow, please, when you come, we start off with fouls, the different types of fouls, and how we record them. No, this is 0.
0, this is
Double 0. So this is 10.
Yeah, this is
10.
Okay, just
2 in front, 0 in the back.
And then the only thing is to go in there, see it, and try to update it.
Yeah, but this only comes out 10.
So I see just from what you say, I think a lot of errors could happen right there because apparently the codes could kind of, the codes could be kind of different. So how do you get the right information?
Most time, 20, most time people in the store.
Because they communicate.
Most time you
Even if they bring a sign, they hear it too. But with me now, and I have whatever few always tell me, anytime I come to the table and do structure this, I must see. Jackie facial expression just changed because it's asking me person.
What is that?
You ain't seen it, but he asks you doing, and then you know you're checking yourself. So sometimes your facial expression is communication, very silently, and they get the message.
I remember at the time I was signaling 9 and saying 10. But I was trying to make the signal at eye level too. I signaled 9 and I'm saying 10 at the time.
That doesn't even ask is 90% up, you know? So that's why you must have a good rapport, referees and table officials. So these days, so let's put everybody on the stand to referee, and then you have anybody take it clashes.
I feel when you go to a game now, you can sell out your letter with the couples of those things.
Yeah, because that is
No, what you need to do too is when we have sessions like this, invite either the coach and the captain of the team or something like that, so that they can take that information back to the team to kind of update them. Because sometimes you have your rules and they're not updated with it. And trust me, it makes it hard for the officials. This is one of the things coaches coming to the table while they're going on and asking for stuff. I want you to stop what you're doing, to attend to them. When you miss the point, it's because you're teaching. Simple. They have asking you, what is it? And when you miss the point, they miss it. So all those things have to be aware of. So as I say, you all can go up and download the book, put it up on your phone, try and run through it, see what you mistake, what you all don't know, get updated, and when you come back here, ask questions. We are here to answer.
For coming out today. for imparting your knowledge. It was very informative. Participants in this, I know certainly myself, but gotten so much more information. Certainly added value. I think the main objective of the training thus far, because of course we have tomorrow, has been achieved. I want to thank Mr. Blackman, representative of the Federation, who's here, for both his presence and availing us of the facility, because it's certainly much more comfortable than the initial venue that we had. So thank you, Mr. Blackman. Mr. Hollis, Clifton, the who again, thank you for taking time this morning to record today's events. And of course, the Alice assistant, thank you also. And of course, to you guys, the participants, for taking time away from the family to come today. I think the main consensus across the board is love for basketball. This is something that we get compensated for. But I think we all know that the sport in its current state is really being enjoyed by older persons. And we have to really put in structures for the youth coming out. So in terms of the zone itself and the commission, that's our key objective, at least in the next year or two. Actually putting in structures that will support the sport. It's not just about playing games and having players out there, but ensuring that the technical people, referees, people, officials, persons administration, coaches, there's an overall development of the sport. So, for example, I know there would have been a release by the Federation this week in terms of leagues and sanctioning. We will also develop a sanctioning policy, which we will distribute to the wider community so they are aware of, especially when they want to engage in basketball activities. That's also in line with the Federation. Working on our strategic plan. So, for those who are members, and I know we have persons who may not be actually affiliated to teams. You don't have to be part of a team to be a member of this group. Alright? So come on board. We're going to have many more initiatives. For example, after last time we spoke with the Coaches Association, we're going to have a similar type of training event or seminar specific to the coaches and for those who might be interested in coaching. Right? So I guess I know most of you will complete our registration forms. I'll give you a form. Right? We're just going to get your contact information so that anytime we have events, that we'll be sure to distribute it to you guys. This event was free, right? But going forward, we may have initiatives where a cost may be applied, but as members, you will receive discounts. So there are benefits to being apart from that monetary aspect. You'll also be part of the actual decision making of basketball going forward, particularly when we have the HAM, which is coming up in a few months. All right?
Before signing the form, makes you a member, or how does that membership work?
We'll get to that after. This is not no, all this is really building up to the league that we want to host before the end of the year. So we'll have had referees, state official training, which we're hoping that you guys will be a part of when we actually host the league. And like I said, coaches is coming up. So by the time we have the league, the actual product, the sport itself is of a certain quality. That's what we really want, to enhance the quality of the game. Alright? So again, thank each and every one of you for coming out today. I know we started a bit late, but I think we made up a bit time. Again, it's a very informative, thank you again, I have to reiterate that. I mean, it was an extremely informative session, and we hope to have more going forward. Also, and this is the last thing, for those who haven't got the forms, I'm sure get home see, we're going to drop certificates of participation and email them to all the persons who are present. So they have actually something tangible, you know.
That was what we touched on, because the only certification recognized is by FIBA.
Right.
And we know for referees, it's age bound. Right. But in the background, with VP Technical and Training, we work with MPFTT to see if we can get something locally recognized. So when we do these type of sessions, we would be able to issue certificates.
Yeah. Right. So, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. If there are any persons who couldn't make today, I assume they can still come tomorrow, yes? So young is still spreading good, right? Thank you all. You're safe. Have a good weekend. Sorry? Or tomorrow it's at the indoor from 2 to 5. right? It's not here at the end.